41st.
41st episode?
41st.
40th of
San Diego.
this damn podcast thing that I do on here on Twitch. On good old Twitch. 41st. There you go. Anyway, how are you doing, Steve?
I'm fantastic, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a good day. It's been a pretty good week. Work is picking up, sort of, kind of. Who knows?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It could be shut down tomorrow.
Right, dude. So what have you been up? What have you been up to during all this shit? I think you guys were like recording the record during all this, right?
Oh, we got it in like right under the buzzer.
Really?
We had, I got it submitted and ready for mix and mastering like sometime February, March, is when we were starting to do that. So we had already finished all the actual recording and having to fly out there and stuff. We were already done with that.
Shit, okay.
So right as everything was going into lockdown, we were able to shut down, or not shut down, but stay at home.
Stay at home, yeah.
Shut ourselves down, yeah.
Dude,
so we got it in just in time.
Dude, that's like perfect fucking timing.
Yeah, I know. And then there's just that struggle of okay, it's done, but do we release it or?
Yeah, that's what everyone's like that. And I'm like, well, how long are you gonna sit on this thing for?
Yeah, I know. It's you're losing momentum by the day.
Yeah.
But especially too, Ruins is
blurry. What's that?
Ruins is one of those bands that always has at least a couple years, sometimes 3 in between albums. So
yeah, I've noticed that, which I think is good. I think a lot of bands rush records. I'm like, why are you rushing this damn thing?
Yeah, it's definitely easy to rush a record, but Joe's not that kind of guy. He's gonna just.
No, he's not.
His brain is just gonna keep going and push till he gets the best product he can, and that plus figuring things out, with me being the new guy and stuff. Combination of those things. Yeah,
no, for sure. How was that? I guess, how was that transition? Did the Within the Ruins fans accept you right away? I don't know if I saw any hate really.
No,
I don't remember at least.
I've seen mostly any of the ones that aren't it's been pretty much all positive across the board, which is cool. There's a little bit of nervousness going into it, I think.
Yeah. Tim was
especially
in it for so long.
He was in it for so long, yeah, and it's whether you liked his vocals or not, you were just used to him. So anytime a guy's been in that band long enough, that's the voice. That's what people are used to.
Yeah, that's what you're used to.
Yeah, so the worst I've really seen is neutral stuff, more of new guy's good, but I miss Tim, and that's expected. I don't really mind stuff like that, but there hasn't really been anything super negative where people are like, dude, new guy blows, and I haven't.
No, I know when it all went down, when I heard about Tim quitting or stepping down or whatever, and they were getting you, I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. So I'm like, that makes total sense.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. It's we've been friends with that band for so long. Paolo's already in it, so now it's just half STM, half Ruins, and it's you couldn't ask for a better transition.
No, definitely not.
And Tim's always been super grateful about it, since the beginning. He's been always very graceful and handing over the duties to me and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So
his last show was in Brooklyn, wasn't it?
What's up?
His last show was in Brooklyn with you guys?
Yeah, we did one in Brooklyn at Kingsman, and then the New England Metal Fest. We I came out he did the whole set, and I came out for Calling Card.
Oh, okay.
The very last song of the set, and I came out then, and that was kind of the moment of okay, now I'm kind of taking over at that point. So he had those kind of that weekend of final shows. Yeah,
that's dope. Yeah, I wish I was able to make it to one of those.
It was cool.
I've known Tim for so long. Probably, I think we met back in 2003 or 4. Because his old band, She Is a Liar.
Yeah.
It's the one old band name I'll never forget. I always make fun of him for it. I'm like, how the fuck do you guys name your band She Is a Liar? Who is she, first of all?
Who is she? Do you know that she's lying, or are you just making this up to look cool?
Exactly. But yeah, he's always... Tim's doing great. He's killing it.
Yeah, he is. He's got really cool life stuff going on with the shop and things with Nikki, and Seems like he's doing really well. We still talk a lot, so it's like
that's dope. I gotta hit him up soon. The last time I saw him, he was in Dallas. You know, they were down here for like some. I think it was Ink Master.
Oh,
wasn't she on it? His wife?
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I think it was Ink Master.
I think it was Ink Master.
I wasn't watching. I wasn't watching a lot of that. I never really like for somebody that has a lot of tattoos. I never actually even watched the show. I'm just. Nah. I feel like in a way it's either for people that like work for tattoo shops or people that don't know much about tattoo culture and just want to like look. I don't
see what it's about.
And I could be see what it's about. I could totally be speaking out of my ass right now, but that's kind of how I felt about those shows. I was like, okay, tattoos, cool. Anyways.
Yeah, I remember going to it. He was like, "Yo, come out, hang out," and I was like, "Me." Pretty sure Orlando came with me. I don't think Zemer did, but we went out to it and they were just like shooting different scenes, and then like they wanted like a sort of a crowd there, you know, like mingling and drinking, and so they had like free alcohol. So that was like a perk of going.
Oh, that's cool.
Tim's like, there's gonna be free alcohol. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll be there. And
I was on the fence until you said free booze.
Oh, okay.
How early am I allowed to be there?
Yeah. When can I get the free booze? Exactly. What time?
Do they have it ready? Do they have it ready before the doors open, or can I, like?
Can I pregame?
Can I pregame?
Yeah. I don't have to wait. Yeah, I don't have to wait for the cameras to be on for me to do this.
No, just where is it? Just point
me where it is.
Yeah, nice. Good to see you. Good to see you. But
I'll act like I'm talking. But oh man, so how do we first meet? This is sometimes I like to ask this question with people that I've known for a while. I'm trying to remember when the fuck do you remember? Because I don't remember this.
I remember vaguely. I want to say it was around. It was around when I filled in for American Me, I think, on that
I'm gonna
the American Dream tour. Huh?
It's a Truly. I'm gonna pop open my drink. That's the drink I have.
You chose Truly. I actually have a couple of Trulies.
I haven't drank in like a month.
Just gotta take a break.
Yeah. But anyway,
I've been on and off doing that too, especially before the bar opened back up. I was like going like maybe drinking once a week, if that, you know.
It did. I haven't barely.
It's a good reset. Like after a few days, you're kind of like, okay, now I'm just kind of on a cool kick.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it the lemonade one?
Dude, it's the lemonade one.
The lemonades are so sick.
I've had it in my fridge for like 3 months. Truly, original lemonade.
Okay, yeah. I actually had one of those a couple days ago on Saturday. It's
OG refreshing.
Lemonade. They are. They're less, but I like White Claws, but Trulies are dope.
Dude, Trulies are better. Yeah. Anyway, so when was it?
So it was around. It was around then, so that would have been 2010.
Yeah.
And maybe shortly after I did that tour, I want to say, because like obviously I was doing it to kind of help put Silence the Messenger out there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and for anyone, I got the Steve Austin Broken Skull IPA.
Fuck yes, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
316, baby.
Doesn't he live in Texas?
Victoria, or I think he's got a place out in California too.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, but the actual El Segundo Brewing Company is not Texas though; it's somewhere else.
Oh, it's somewhere else.
Yeah, he kind of just kind of collabed with him.
Word.
So I think it was around 2010, and I was finishing up with that American Me tour, and you know I had basically befriended Mike Nordine slightly before that.
Oh, dude, Mike, shit, haven't heard that name in so long.
Yeah, I know, dude. He basically, I love the guy so much, and I miss him, but he basically fell off the grid. You know, once like Artery stopped being a thing, and
I noticed that.
And I think he had a kid. But yeah, so he was the one though. Like I was trying to, get some help for STM at the time, and we were just trying to get some out of San Antonio shows, and he suggested that I talk to you, and so James and I hit you up about just not picking up STM per se, but just like, hey, can you give us some context that we can book our own shows? And I think you actually gave us like 2 or 3. It was very kind of you back in the day. You didn't have to do that, but.
What year was that? Jeez, man, that had to be
2010, 2011.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, because I always remember that 2010 was that tour. It was like April 1st through May 15th, and I remember it was exactly like a month and a half long run because I had to ask off from Best Buy at the time.
Oh yeah, I forgot you worked there.
Yep, that was cool. So that was it. And but that was like an email exchange. I don't remember the first time we actually like hung out in person though. It would have obviously been sometime after that. Obviously the show.
At a show, probably, right?
Yeah. I want to say one of the first ones might have been. I think you were hanging out with This or the Apocalypse.
Oh,
at the Rabbit. At the Rabbit. I don't know if that was the first time, but I remember that being one of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this band's cool. And,
love fucking Toda. But yeah, I think it was probably at White Rabbit. God, I miss that fucking place.
Dude, me too. I saw somebody actually post about it the other day. It was like, rest in peace to the greatest venue ever.
Yeah. Do you think, since you obviously live in San Antonio, did San Antonio feel a shift? Did things get weird with shows at that time? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like after the Rabbit closed, did everything just feel weird after that?
Yeah.
So I feel like it did.
Because there was a time it was like Rabbit had closed, and then so like shows were anything that was gonna be at the White Rabbit went to Alamo City Music Hall or went to maybe a couple other smaller venues around town. Like stuff just kind of got dispersed. There was already shows booked there, and so stuff kind of had to get
put
moved
somewhere
around.
else, right?
Yeah, and so Jen was like, scrambling to put shows where other places and then so there wasn't any White Rabbit for a little while, and then it finally came back as Paper Tiger. But then overall this, past year with everything being the way it is, Paper Tiger then shut down, at least for now. So
are they still like okay, or do you not know? I haven't heard anything.
No, I haven't really heard much about it. Last I heard, they were just kind of like they gave up trying to keep it afloat for now.
Yeah, I mean it's hard unless they can, because they don't have a kitchen there, do they, or anything?
No,
I mean, right?
No,
not from what I remember.
No, but how sick would it be if that pizza spot was still open there?
Oh, dude,
that pizza was just the best.
Literally the best.
So good, dude. It's like you couldn't go to a show without like taking a break in your night somewhere. Like I've had 18 beers. I need to get a pizza real quick.
Yeah, exactly. I need a slice of fucking pizza right now. It's definitely the few times I've been there, I've been extremely trashed.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah.
At least half those have to have been my fault, I'm sure.
Probably, yes. Dude, it was so much. That was like, it's crazy because like when White Rabbit was open, and I was at that time, I was never putting any tours in Austin. Like no bands even asked me to. It was always like, put us at Rabbit. Yeah. Put us at the Rabbit. All the time.
Dude, every time. And what's crazy is like when I was in high school, I was just starting to play in a couple bands, at like like my senior year or so. And then I did go to college for 3 semesters. So I get to say that I went to college for a little bit. I did, but then STM started touring, and I was like, well, I can go back to school if I need to, but I gotta tour while I'm young. But I remember the first time a band I was in high school got to play the Rabbit. I was like, oh, cool. It was like some Easter Friday the 13th show.
Okay.
And I walked in, and I remember looking at it. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been there before.
Yeah.
And I was like, this place is a fucking dump.
Oh yeah, dude.
But like, I didn't know any better because I'm a kid in high school.
No, you don't know any better.
I don't know any better. And now, like, once you start touring and playing shows with that, touring bands and making friends and playing shows elsewhere, you realize how good you have it. And the White Rabbit was a fucking godsend. Like, it's just such a sick venue. Even as Paper Tiger, like, it was still cool.
Yeah.
But man, those days, like the MySpace White Rabbit days, so untouchable. Like the shows were unreal.
Dude, the history there.
Best times, dude. And then you also hear, like, I've heard countless touring dudes that are like, dude, White Rabbit is easily like top 3 venues in the country.
It really was, though. I mean, it was like literally everybody, every band that I worked with, every band that I was friends with and stuff, everyone was just like, that was the spot. That's where you go in San Antonio.
Yeah, exactly. So I felt I immediately like regretted like calling it a dump. So
Yeah.
if any local San Antonio
No, it was
friends are watching, I was young. I was 17. Give me a break. I didn't know.
It was the same
Now
when
it's a treasure.
yeah, when I grew up in Poughkeepsie, New York. So like the Chance Theater, it was like,
Oh yeah.
when I first went there when I was like fucking 15 or something. It was who did I it was like 14 or 15, and I saw like Converge, Hatebreed, Poison the Well. First show ever there, dude. It was like insane, and I remember walking in and just like, wow, what a fucking dump this is. And then as I got older, I was like, this place fucking rules.
Yeah, this place is great.
I'm like, why did I say that? I'm just a young dumb kid.
Yeah, and then you start playing actual dumps, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, we've all seen some fucking dumps out there. No offense. I don't really care.
No offense. They just exist.
They just exist, and sometimes you gotta fucking play them.
it's the way of the road.
Fucking fortunately.
Yeah, and then you gotta find a place to poop.
God. Yeah. Oh, dude, the rabbit.
Oh my god. You had the best one to do. You could take a poop in the. I'm so glad the combo went to poop so quickly. You could. The small stage, the backstage room actually had that bathroom that was actually pretty all right.
Yeah, that was like the decent one.
The decent one, yeah.
It was like, okay, you can use that.
Mm-hmm. It's acceptable. I never had to use that shower, but I always lived there, so it didn't really matter. If I had to poop, it would pass. It was passable, but not that main restroom. No way.
Not
it's
at
like
all, dude.
Like a dark, drippy, wet floor cave.
Yeah. Yeah, even Alex said I low key love the dump spots. I mean, I do too. Like there's some out there in the U.S. that are just like such a dump. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like other spots. I mean, the Chance was a fucking dump. Club Channel, like the small room downstairs, was such a fucking dump, but it was such a good time because it was like 130 cap room, and they would always oversell it, like triple it.
Oh yeah.
More than that. I've seen like 400 or 500 people in there for like Converge and shit. I've seen everyone in there. Yeah, but
that has to be wild.
Yeah, like all the fucking time. Oh, Nick's Kung Fu. I've never been to Kung Fu Necktie in Philly. I've only been to 2 shows in Philly, and they were not there. Or Voltage Lounge. I've never even been to Voltage Lounge.
Yeah, we played a show with we were doing some headlining stuff like 2 summers ago, and we got to do a show at Voltage with Impending Doom was doing like a few.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. Like in like a couple of like Manny and Eric that used to be in Devastated, and before that Oblige. Do you remember Oblige?
Oh yeah, I remember Oblige.
Oh yeah, dude. See, that's one thing. Like Oblige was cool, but I fucking loved the Devastated. The Devastated was the band name I thought was awesome. They had this cool, grimy, gritty like
logo.
Like that logo was so cool, like the neon green. And that artwork that was just like a pencil sketch of some monster.
Yeah.
Dude, and Greg's vocals on that were so dirty. Everything about it was dirty and just disgusting. I fucking loved it. That band was. I'm so mad.
They were, dude, and they didn't last that long. No.
Yeah. When we worked with Trevor for a little bit, he was working with Devastated.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. He put us on like a Devastated headlining run that almost didn't happen. They were kind of unsure about it, and that's fine. Like we were friends and stuff, but
yeah,
it almost didn't happen. Like they didn't show up to the first show. Some of the dates were just sketchy, and like, but whatever. There was
whatever. Just let's go do it.
Let's go do it. There was one show like in Phoenix where like we weren't really sure how it was gonna be. We're like, well, this kind of blows, but like whatever. Yeah. They all came out in like I think sunglasses. And it was like one of those stages that's like like a few inches off the ground. Like
oh dude. Oh wait, which was it? The Nile underneath the basement?
No.
The Nile.
No, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I remember it being in a shopping center, some small place. Like I think it was next to like a pet store or something.
Yeah, I gotta look it up, but I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
I can picture it in my head.
Phoenix. It was Phoenix, right? You said.
I think it was either
Phoenix.
Yeah, it wasn't Tucson. I think it was Phoenix.
Okay.
Almost certainly Phoenix. But then you go, not too far away, and you're at the Rock in Tucson, and that's a solid venue. I like.
Yeah, the Rock down there is good. The old Club Red spot, maybe? Yeah, Nick in the chat, big buddy Nick. He's like Suffocation's TM. He manages bands like Internal Bleeding and stuff.
Oh, word.
Yeah, he said that Kung Fu Necktie place in Philly. He said, I went there with suffocation. We walked in. 2 steps in, we walked out and reevaluated our life decisions. Dude, Suffo played Kung Fu Necktie? Isn't that like a 150 cap room?
Kung Fu Necktie? I don't know.
Yeah, dude, what? So they did end up playing it, though? That's insane to me. I've never been there before, but I know the cap. It's like 150, if that.
Uh-huh.
He said on paper, in reality, like 75 people. Yeah.
75
so one of those places.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're like, 200 cap, and you walk in like, you can only fit 50. What?
What was the? I have to bring it up. Not even to throw you under the bus, but just
cool.
because we were doing we're talking small rooms when we did that STM tour with Seeker.
Oh, jeez.
And Triumph. It was like the first or second date that was. It sounded like it was in Oklahoma. I want to say it was like some guy's first name. It was like his place or something. We're like, okay, that's just the name of the venue. It was literally some dude's house. Was
it? You know?
Yes.
We could.
Yeah, man.
We might be able to blame that one on
and...
Bryce. He was always the Oklahoma guy. He was always like, okay, put it here or there. I need to look this up right now.
Dude, yeah.
I'm on their page.
Man. Yeah, if you can find that, like.
Much with a make, Nick.
I can't remember the name of it, but it was like literally some dude's house. We had to load in through the front door, like walk through the kitchen, and then there was like a small like almost garage area.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was just 2 steps down, and there was a literal mattress against the wall where you would set up the drums, and I'm not exaggerating at all. There was an actual mattress up against the wall, covering up black mold.
Black mold.
Oh yeah, dude, this shitty stained mattress was covering up a big black mold spot, and there was some in the corners and stuff. And it was just it was just like, you found it? Rudy's, that's the one. That's it. Literally some guy named Rudy's house.
In Tulsa.
There you go. God, that was just something.
Oh my God. I'm trying to, it's so funny. I'm trying to like remember like who booked it or something. Oh but that's fucking gross.
Dude, and to put a cherry on that fucking night, our battery died. And so our van and trailer was stuck in the fucking dude's like lawn basically. And James, who did it? I think James and I had to go to a Walmart with somebody from the show volunteered to like drive us to a Walmart that was like 20 minutes away to get a battery, and we had to come back in and like install the battery ourselves. And like Paolo was still sleeping in the van and shit. Like,
of course,
it was freezing. It was if anyone's going to, it's Paolo. And it was freezing out. Like, it was just awful. It was turning midnight, like super late at night, and we were just stranded in Rudy's fucking lawn.
In Rudy's fucking lawn, you know.
That was a good one. I love that story dearly. So small cap rooms, gotta love them.
Oh yeah, Nick said for Kung Fu Necktie, my merch area was in a booth table spot, but you couldn't move the table. I was standing on the bar selling merch with my megaphone. And then Alex said he was trying to guess the place in Oklahoma. He said Bubba Spins, the Flop House, and he said, did he have weird cameras in the living room? What fucking place did you play, man?
What is that all
about? Oh, there's Adam. Oceano Adam.
Oh, really?
Black Mario? Yeah, right there.
Black I see him. Hey, there he is. There he is.
The homie. What's up, dude?
What's up, Adam?
My guy. Dude, good times back then. I know, I miss friends too. It's weird. Fuck. I saw Adam back in, when did we see each other? It was that Oceano headliner. It was like December I saw him. They did like a short headliner, and then they went into that Bone of Osiris tour. Remember? I think, right?
Which, here or in Austin?
Austin. I don't think you were you there? No, you weren't there.
No, man, I want to say maybe the last time I saw Adam was in when they were out with Betraying the Martyrs, and we took me and Aaron. Yeah,
you came up. For that.
Me and Aaron were taking some we were testing out portrait mode on the iPhone had just come out, so we were testing out portrait mode selfies on my camera.
Yeah.
And there's I still have them. They're still on my phone, but there's these funny ones of like Adam. Oceano just finished her set and he's all tired, like in the back of our selfies with me and Aaron are fucking around. He's all like exhausted looking.
Just shot.
Yeah, but it's fun. But it's funny. He laughs at him. So we always always tag him anytime I post one of those. I always tag him in the
Yeah.
They're funny though.
So
But yeah, man.
Thank you, Adam. Fuck yeah. So
Sick.
let's talk about the early years of Steve. When did you first like start screaming? I love asking that question. So when did you start yelling at people?
When did you start yelling?
Yeah,
well, it wasn't for a while until I was doing it at people. It started when I was doing it to the fucking wall. Like, so I'm like born and raised in Texas, except for a random 3 years that I lived in Utah. My dad's job took us there.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, and then like late middle school, early high school, and then we moved back. But I was just randomly out in Utah for like 3 years, and that was where I really started to like dive in fucking deep to like new metal and stuff, and that was where it was really driving in. And you could put a pin in that if you want, but I'll just go all day talking about new metal if you're.
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, we can get together and do something about that.
We can do something about that.
We could do it. Yeah.
We can have a truly about it.
Yes.
So I would just like I started getting into what I would see on like Headbangers Ball and stuff like that, and I would just buy new metal albums. I'd buy like Korn, I'd buy Disturbed, Linkin Park, Slipknot, all of it. Oh, yeah. And I would I still have the boombox too. It's this like big Sony boombox, and I would but I had a basement, so it wasn't like on regular level. I had a basement, and like when my parents would leave, I would put on a CD and start screaming to it and just try to mimic what I heard them doing.
How old were you?
Dude, I was like 15, couldn't even drive yet.
Yeah, I mean I started getting into those bands around like, I don't know, 13, 14.
Yeah, it started with Korn. Like the first heavy thing I ever saw was Freak on a Leash. Was on like TRL, I think.
Yeah.
And
that's when they started blowing up.
Yeah, and I lost my mind, and then it just kind of went from there. But I was just trying to mimic stuff when I was a teenager, and I was some of those dudes are actually like really good vocalists, like being able to. And without like some of the training, like the Melissa Cross and different vocal techniques and stuff weren't exactly floating around the internet at that time. So they were just doing it. And to me, it's even more impressive now to like go back and listen to some of that stuff and watch them and realize what they were doing was just raw natural talent. And I was just kind of trying to mimic that. So it kind of just started there and then turned into a couple like high school bands and, whatnot after that, and little by little, and then eventually joined STM in like late 2007.
So were you behind starting that band, or were they already a band?
No, it was actually, dude, it was already a thing. What's funny is, so I joined it playing bass.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they scheduled a tryout, and James and I were both scheduled on the same day, so we went to like, they had double booked the bass player tryout.
Yeah.
And so I have like all this cool gear and stuff that I had bought. Like I had this like Hartkey cab. I had a nice like SR5 like Ibanez bass.
Yeah.
I'd put some money into it, and I studied a couple songs, and like I remember specifically I was wearing this Through the Eyes of the Dead shirt. Like I was
fuck yeah.
Dude, I went in so prepared. I went in so prepared to impress them and be like, I look the part, I've got the gear, I know the songs, blah, blah, blah. And they fucking still chose James because he worked at Guitar Center at the time. And I was like, y'all are cocks. But then...
That's good.
Yeah, but then like 2 weeks later, they kicked out one of the guitarists. They moved James, because James actually played guitar to begin with. He was just trying out for bass. But they kicked out a guitarist, moved him over, they brought me in. And then little by little, we kind of just started kicking out members because like... Well, dudes were lazy,
flaking. Yeah, they were
flaky and lazy, and like did a bunch of drugs and stuff. Then they eventually kicked out the singer, and they knew that I had been messing around in a couple other bands prior. They're like, "Do you want to try vocals?" And dude, it was bad. Like I don't know if you could find them. You might be able to. I know Paolo has them on his computer.
Does he?
But
videos?
Not video, but old Silence the Messenger recordings. The old singer. I'm not going to say his name out loud, but it wouldn't even matter because he's not involved with anything. But it was so bad that he literally would go into the studio and do like those fake like noises.
Oh God.
But he didn't actually have lyrics. He would just make noises and write lyrics to them later. He just had like patterns and stuff, and he made noises.
What and he wrote the fuck?
Yeah, it was really bad. So they eventually kicked him out because he was like big into drugs and shit. And they're like, well, do you want to try? And then after the first practice, they're like, all right, you're just gonna stay vocals. And then that's kind of where like
That's
officially
where it started.
That's where it like officially started. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was probably like 2008 or so.
Damn.
Like doing vocals. But no, it was none of us were the original members. We just basically slowly kicked people out. We kept James, got rid of this other guitarist, brought Paolo in. Kicked our drummer at the time out, and then we got a guy named Jonathan that went on to play for Upon a Burning Body for a little while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and then like our bassist at the time, he actually left. He played with Upon a Burning Body for a little while too. Like I was like, and now what's fun? I know it's rough. It was like that plus like me and Paolo now being within the ruins is like, fuck, was Silence the Messenger just never supposed to be a thing? Like it was all like
I mean, I guess
members all went and did big stuff, but then like the band itself like just got fucked.
I've seen it happen with like other bands, like smaller bands, where it's like they're like doing shit, and then like members just like left to like other bands that then those bands like took off.
Yeah,
it's
like what's his name from that's in Ice Nine Kills Now.
Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he grinded in Tota for fucking just as long as probably Silence the Messenger. Longer, maybe. I forget when Tota started. But I mean, Tota definitely should have taken off. I mean, same with Silence the Messenger. Just like some bands just don't. It doesn't happen for whatever reason.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's just so weird how it works.
Like even the last Tota record, I was like, this record's it's so good. Like I still go back and listen to it because it's so fucking good. And I'm like, then it pisses me off because I was like, why? Why did no one?
Yeah, what the hell?
What happened? But Tota, this is the apocalypse. Toto.
Toto. I remember liking that band too. They were sick. They had cool stuff. They easily could have been a big band. You know, just don't get dealt the right cards sometimes.
I remember Ricky telling me like, I got out. They asked me, Spencer, the singer, asked him, was like, can you fill in for guitar? It was him filling in guitar on Warped Tour, and Ricky was like, he didn't really wanted to do it. He was like, he had other shit going on with his studio. He's been pursuing that so much, being a producer, and he's really good at it, and he writes good fucking songs too. He's a great vocalist, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And he didn't really want to do it, and then he's like, oh, the paycheck looks good. He's like, fuck it, I'll do it. And he did it, and he's like, he had a blast. And he's like, and then they just like, I feel like that's when like him and Spencer got closer together, and now they're like really good friends, and he's like, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, I didn't really listen to Ice Nine before that Silver Scream album came out.
Yeah.
But when it did, I fell in love with it, and I just, if I had a physical copy of it, it would be like skipping and like scratch the shit because I'd play it so often.
Yeah.
Like every Halloween, I'm like, it's October 1st, and I just want to play that album like over and over. And so obviously not this October, but the previous one, they came through with Fit for a King and
stack lineup.
So, that was a stacked lineup, and they got to do like this sick headlining set, and I just all the costume changes were wild, and it was a super cool show. So like that's really cool. He hopped onto something that took off like that.
Yeah, even Jack did, or not Jack. Why did I say Jack? Jack did not do it. No, but even let's say Dan Sugarman, he was in As Blood Runs Black for a little bit, for a few years, and then he grinded to his solo stuff, then got into Ice Nine, and there's someone else in the band too. I can't remember, but yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy how that stuff kind of works. Like I used to be that super, because I had a few. I don't always throw the names out there, but I had like I've had a few different offers to join other bands when STM was still going on, and I turned them all down because I wanted
to do your thing.
I wanted to do my thing. Like it wasn't I wasn't technically an original member, but the band didn't do anything until James and I took it over and made it a thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's still basically my baby, and like that's what I really wanted. You always want that, like, no, I built this from the ground up, and it's like a pride thing. And
it is, yeah. It's hard to leave it.
Yeah, it really was. And so I turned down some offers to do other bands, and but like for what? STM ended up falling apart, and so I kind of just lucked out, just knowing friends that needed a guy, and it worked out worked out for me, but it doesn't always work out for everybody. And so I think looking back on it now, I'm glad that I didn't take those other gigs, but I feel like now if I were to give advice to dudes that are in smaller bands, and if you get an offer to do something possibly permanently with a well-established band, I would used to say no, like, you know, follow your heart, do your thing, you know, stay strong and you're, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
but now I'd be like, you should probably take that, you know.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, like, if your current band is just, it's, say you've been in it for a good while and it's just not taking off, and you do have an offer to join or you try out, or, you know, try out, join, whatever, or fill in, and that could become a permanent position if it works out.
Yeah.
And that's like an opportunity on the table for you. And it's a good band, you know. Obviously, do some research, make sure, like, the people in the band are good people. You know, if you don't know who the fuck they are at all, you should probably, you know, if it all looks good, you know, they're not shitheads, you should probably just give it a shot. You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. And like one of the ones that, like, it was after STM broke up, and I'm not gonna say who the band was, but I talked to a couple touring friends about, hey, I've got an opportunity to join this band.
Yeah.
And they were like, you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. It sounds cool on paper, but you wouldn't have a good time. Like you know.
Yeah, you got to you got to ask around. Just don't.
Yeah, and I'm glad that ended up not working out, but it worked out really well for somebody else, and I think fits the band a lot better, anyways. So
that's definitely good.
And it's not anything recent. This was from like 2016 or something.
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
It was very early post STM, but
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm giving out any clues as to who it was.
Yeah, I don't even think I know. I don't know if you ever told me.
I could tell you on the side. Yeah, I might have told you at one.
You
point.
You tell me later, and I'll probably remember. I'll probably, yeah, that.
Oh, because we might have even talked about it when we went up to South by So What.
Oh wait, I think I know who it is. I think it just clicked.
Okay. Okay.
I'll text you afterwards.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, it's crazy how, like, in the music scene, it's like it's changed so much. Like it
has a lot.
There's so much more stuff. Like, there's so many more bands now, and like people can do stuff on their own, and like nobody, like, dude, I used to do that, like printing out physical flyers, like, and
oh man,
dude, we used to have like STM demos before we put out an EP that was literally like 3 songs. Me and James would literally go to Hot Topics and drop them off, like all the grunt work.
That was like the move everywhere. That was, you know, like going to the mall and passing out flyers or your demos was a thing that happened like everywhere.
I wasted so much of my parents' ink from the printer.
Oh Jesus, dude. There was one time, and I've said it before on this, I don't know what episode it was, but I worked for Office Depot, and I worked in I remember I got hired there, and the manager was like, so he's like, he kind of showed me, you know, showed me around. He's like, here, I'll put you in the print department one day, then I'll put you over here the next day, I'll put you over here, then, you know, in this department the next day, and then you kind of tell me where you feel comfortable in and what you like. And I'm like, oh, cool, that's rad. So I was all about the print department, and I learned everything pretty fast in the like few days, like 2-3 shifts. Yeah. And I was just like, yo, I like being here. And the dude that like ran the print department was really fucking cool too. And we like clicked, and like it just worked out well. But I remember just, dude, that's when I was booking shows at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, and I would literally print colored flyers and posters.
You went colored?
I went colored. We were talking like 2000, when I booked shows there, like 2005 or 6 for like, it went on for like 2-3 years. And I would always have like colored flyers, colored posters up and shit. And I did it. I never paid for any of it. I just did it under the tail. I was like, yeah.
They never got mad at you, or like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Dude, I would tell them, like, I would come in on like, I wasn't even working one day. There's been like a few times on days I wasn't working. And I was like, yo, I got to print out these like flyers. I need to do like 100 of them. He's like, yeah, go for it. Whatever. I was like, okay.
I'm all just doing it at my house, like printing off my fucking dad's printer.
Oh, I've done that too. And then I got that job, and I was like, oh, don't got to do that no more.
Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, my bad. Killing all the ink.
But I don't know. It's changed so much though since then. I think is the point. I mean, obviously there's no shows currently, but like I think it's just those MySpace days where you were doing like that hustle is just different, because you can do. I think everybody gets complacent doing stuff online, and
oh yeah, definitely.
So and there's just so much more. It's like oversaturated to a point where it's like, dude, I think if you do have an opportunity to do something bigger, you should take it now.
Oh yeah, definitely not. I
So
mean, so you don't know what you're gonna miss out on. It's like then you see like someone else get that opportunity and then it like takes off and you're like, fuck, I could have been doing
I could have
that.
had that.
I could have
Yeah.
done that, son of a bitch. You know?
And then just kick yourself, dude.
I mean, that's how it was with like I remember JB. You know JB in Florida? He's a promoter. I don't know if you ever met him. He's one of my good friends. John Betts. He's crazy. He's out of his mind. Loves the gamble. Love the gamble.
Possibly. Where in Florida?
Like Tampa, primarily Tampa. A little bit of Orlando too now. I'll show you a picture later, but he.
Yeah, I'm a face guy.
Yeah.
Which works out fine being a bartender. I can just see your face and I know what drink you want. I don't need to remember your name until I swipe your card.
Exactly.
And then pretend like I knew it the whole time.
It's like, oh yeah, hey man, how you doing? Yeah, what's your name again? John. But what the fuck was I even getting at there? I forgot. I literally just lost my train of thought for the moment.
Promoter friend in Florida.
Yeah, but where was I going with it? It's gonna come back to me in a minute.
Your first truly in a month is hitting you.
Oh, it's hitting me, dude. Anyway, it'll come back to me in a minute.
It'll click. Yeah, it'll click. And
it'll click back. It always sometimes happens that way. But so how was I guess the writing process for the new record, Blackheart? How did it all? It was definitely like a little bit of process. It took a little while.
It was a process, and it's an adjustment period.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment period because, I mean, Joe's used to, a decade of how Tim works in the studio and writing and stuff like that. True. And then all of a sudden it's me. So it's not just like on his end, it's like, okay, what's he going to come to the table with? Is he prepared? And I wasn't about to like fuck any of this up. I've got shoes to fill. So I'm, that's just how my brain kind of works anyways. I wasn't going to go into the studio like with like half a song or something and waste people's time. And like, I like to have my stuff thought out and finished anyways. I did that in STM too, but,
yeah, just be prepared.
Just to be prepared because like have my skeleton of how I want things and whatnot. But, so Joe would send technically. So when I first joined in like 2018, we dropped 2 singles, World Undone and Resurgence.
Yes.
Joe was actually originally using those for the new album.
Oh, okay.
Before I joined, but then the label's like, "Hey, we need stuff with Steve," and so he just used those. He's like, "Well, I've got these," and so I wrote to him, and for some reason it was going to be specifically 2 singles, and I didn't want to drop 2 like random tracks. So I was like, "Well, let me make them kind of like a part of each other." Yeah, let me tie them together. Like one's like a before scenario, one's like the after effect, whatever. And so I made it a thing. So if you actually, so if you look at the artwork for there's like some wall flags and posters and stuff with that. It's like the same person but like mirrored and symmetrical of the original scenario and then like the aftermath of that scenario. Yeah. But I wanted to tie them together. So I didn't want to write anything so I just kind of came up with a concept of like what 2 songs could tie together being, and we just put those out. But then we did some touring and stuff. We did that as like Dying tour. We had some headlining shows. And then after that, then it was like, okay, now we can start actually working on the record. So Joe started to put new stuff in Dropbox, and then Paolo and I living in Texas and those guys out in Massachusetts, we would fly out. Like he'd put in like 2 or 3 songs into a Dropbox, and I'd write them, finish them, and then we'd schedule a time to go out to the studio.
Oh, okay.
Which, as you know, is attached to the brewery, and so it just ends up being a fantastic time every time.
Oh yeah. Big party.
What a setup, right?
Oh my God. We'll talk about that.
we can get there, yeah.
God.
So every 2 or 3 months, Paolo and I would fly out and we would record a few songs within like 5 or 6 days, and then fly home for a couple more months.
Yeah, I do remember you guys doing that. Yeah, I would always see you from time to time being Mass and just like recording.
Yeah, we would just be out there like over and over, and we did that probably like a handful of times or so.
Yeah.
But after the first but there's still that adjustment period because I'm not actually sure how Joe really works in the studio still too. So I'm bringing in all my stuff and figuring out how his process is, and he's figuring out my process is.
Yeah.
Kind of just both adjusting to each other, but not in a bad way. We got it figured out pretty quickly. And then after like the first few songs, which weren't bad songs, they were still cool, and they might show up like on like an international release or B-sides or something at some point.
Oh, okay, that's rad.
After that, though, we kind of figured out, okay, I was coming in with a lot of like personal, angry, like pissed off stuff, and Joe was like, okay, I get where he's going, and it kind of went as like a back and forth from there, because he realized what I was doing, and he's like, he started to realize that, okay, well, the band's actually been upset about some stuff too, and we can use this as just like this is just going to be a dark, angry record. Yeah. And so he's after those first few tracks, he started to adjust his writing to what I was coming to the table with.
Oh, okay. And so he writes lyrics too, Joe.
No. I mean, like his guitar, like the guitar parts, and the actual songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he started writing like some faster, angrier shit. Like,
damn.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to incorporate. Yeah, it's cool. Like he kind of felt the vibe of what I was doing and was like, "Let's do it."
He's like, "Let me change this." Yeah.
No push. Yeah, no pushback. No, he was happy with everything I was doing, and it took a few songs to kind of figure out what the vibe of the record was going to be, and then we just. It just didn't stop.
Yeah.
It totally clicked from there, and then it turned out the way that it did. He wanted to use, like, we wanted to keep some elements of the previous one, Halfway Human, because obviously we're going to incorporate Paolo's clean singing and stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you got to get his shitty cleans in there. I'm kidding. I love him.
Gotta get the shitty cleans in there. You know what? It was funny to me though, is like the people that shit on like clean singing in metal. I'm like, there's a 0% chance. Literally a 0% chance that you only listen to all screaming music all the time. There's 0%. No way.
There's no way.
You just don't. So
yeah.
Like I don't get the hate, like, all these stupid cleans above.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when bands like start doing it, and I'm like, most of the time when bands start doing cleans, I love it. Majority of the time, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, very rarely am I like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But very rare. Very, very rarely, and I super respect the idea of just going for it. Just do it, man.
Gotta have that balance.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
I just saw that too. Have that balance. So
exactly.
So we did some of that, but then like everybody's always, you kind of what gets you popular always sticks with people. So people are always like, let's play some more Creature Invade stuff, and so Joe did like more old school Within the Ruins style riffs and stuff, and incorporated that. So it's a good mixture of like new school.
It is.
Ruins plus old Ruins, and then now with a new voice on top of it, it was kind of just a really cool all in a blender, and this is how the album turned out. So it worked out really well.
I think the response to it was great. I mean, everyone.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think it's been the best. I don't know. Everyone that I've shown the record to, like even like people like my Discord and chat, there's been people that are like, I haven't listened to Within Ruins in a while. And it's like, listen to the new record. Or there was, I'm pretty sure it was Steph that's in here, Steph Beach. I don't even Steph, did you ever listen to Within the Ruins before I brought them up? I can't remember. I feel like there was somebody that was like, never listened to them before. I'm like, well, go listen to the new record.
Adam's comment right now. Just
if anyone hates on policy, they're not human. They're from another dimension that hates sounds.
You just hate sounds for some reason if you're not into it.
I mean, there's definitely bands where it's like, okay, if that band added cleans, like, how would they do it? Like, it would be crazy to hear like a band like Oceano do it. I'm like, whoa.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like if they were to do it, it would kick ass. Because I know for a fact Adam is not going to let it happen unless if it sucks. Like I know.
Oh yeah.
He will shoot that down instantly.
Yeah, but I mean, as for Oceano as example, like maybe like do some super cool like atmospheric like bridge or something where it's literally like it's a break in the song and there's just some like sounds going and you kind of do like a build up. It could work if it was the right section of a song or the right song, whatever.
Exactly.
It's doable. It just depends. You can't just put them anywhere.
Yeah, you can't force it.
And shit.
Exactly. But, oh yeah, Steph said I heard Within the Ruins for a while but never listened, but loved what I heard from the newest album. Awesome. Cool. Thanks. It is a great record, man. Even the videos are great too, produced really well. Who did the videos?
So the main guy is a guy named Burke. The company was called King Wolf Creative.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, mostly works out of like Massachusetts, Connecticut area, but they've done they've done some of the latest Currents stuff and
okay.
Enterprise Earth videos.
That's dope.
Yeah, so it was like I didn't know who they were, but Scott was just like, here's who we're going with for the videos, and so I just kind of looked them up, watched the videos. I was like, okay, quality's cool. I don't know who they are, but this looks good. And they were, I loved working with those guys, and I try and tag them anytime I do posts about the videos. Yeah. I've even done a couple like specific appreciation posts for those guys, just because I'm very appreciative for the work that they put into those videos. And like me personally, I was like kind of scared, not scared, but like scared that like Joe was like, okay, well, they're your songs, they're your lyrics, so come up with the ideas. And I was like, oh shit, so the music videos are like
I gotta do this all.
I gotta do this too. Like
I found
man, there's already enough pressure on me as it is.
It's King Wolf Creative, right?
King Wolf Creative, yeah. But then on top of like just being the new guy, it's my first album and everything. Joe's like, okay, the videos, you come up with the ideas. And so I think they ended up turning out pretty cool. I wanted to make sure they were connected because a lot of the songs are connected, and those guys went out of their way to get me like the little details of things that I wanted, like a day or two before we left to fly out and do them.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, can we get some little like skeleton keys? And Burke found some cool ones on Amazon. He's like, how about these? And I was like, yeah, those are perfect. So he did those. They went out of their way to go like to a local butcher shop and find some pig hearts to use for the Blackheart video.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like they did a ton of stuff. Yeah, and so in the Devil and Me video, there's like a scene where I'm like kind of looking at the mirror and stuff. Yeah. And I smash it. Mm-hmm. They sent one of their guys to a store to go find a mirror, and they couldn't find anything, but they had a perfect mirror in the bathroom of their like office, and they're like, fuck it, let's just use that one, we'll just get a new mirror. And so they're like I talked to Burke. I know, I talked to Burke like a month ago, and he was just like, we still haven't replaced that mirror, there's just nothing above the sink now. But
that's so rad.
They lent their like personal property to the music videos. Like they really went out of their way to
it's like fuck it, use it.
Yep. Yeah. Whatever. And they turned out great. Very, very little changes. Like I think it was literally like maybe 2 or 3 actual like, can we cut this out or change this one color? But the way they had my ideas mixed with how they were going to do it, and it just turned out great, I thought. So I always give those guys props.
That's dope. Yeah, I'm on their website. I love how they have their dogs on their website. Mm-hmm. One's Theo. He's the butler. Prim and proper, but an anxious ball of fur. Thinks he's a human.
I haven't checked out the website recently.
It's King Wolf Creative. It's a nice website. Angus, he's the goofball, happy to be healthy and alive, the largest lap dog you ever meet. And Ellie is the instigator, needy for attention, will play fetch until she passes out. I think I've met Burke before. He looks very familiar. Was he in a band?
Yeah.
Or you don't know anything. Same with Justin. Looks fucking familiar.
Justin is
yeah, he looks very familiar.
I'm trying. Now you got me thinking about Burke.
I love how it says co-owner director, but then underneath it says pizza snob, still wears a chain wallet.
Yeah, they were super. They were just like super accommodating, and Burke. We like fucking with Burke a lot. That was like, if he's watching this, obviously he knows it's in fun, but he's pretty gullible. Yeah. So we'd be like, fucking way. We'd be like, Burke, what the fuck are you doing? Scott said you need to be doing this. Like, why are you playing golf? Scott, like, I just sent Scott a video of you playing golf right now, like, because he loves golf, and they started a new YouTube channel where they're like playing golf and gonna do interviews and stuff. But he has like a little putt. He has like a little mini golf like putt thing in his office, and would like fuck around in between takes and stuff sometimes, or like while we're taking a break.
Yeah.
And so Joe would be like, dude, I just told Scott that you're fucking around like playing golf. Like he's gonna he's like, wait, what? You told Scott? Like what's like, dude,
no. It's like, no, we're fucking with you, chill.
You can't send Scott Lee on somebody. That's bad news.
Oh god. Good old Scott.
Good old Scott.
Haven't seen his dumb ass in a while. I miss his FaceTime calls. I don't know if anyone in here there's probably some of you in here that know Scott Lee.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up, is the
FaceTime calls. I miss them, dude. There were so like at least 5 a week. Sometimes at like 9, 10 o'clock at night, I'm like, why are you FaceTiming me right now? I'm laying in bed.
That's
like,
it. That's his
what do
thing
you
is
want?
FaceTime.
Yo, you need to email this person. Could you just text me that?
Yeah.
No, I wanted to call you. I'm like, oh my fuck.
I wanted to see your face for a second.
Yeah,
So I can
it's
tell
like
you
black
that
in my room. I'm like, you can't even see me.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna call you. I want to see that I can't see you.
Yeah. All the fucking time.
Why would I text you to check an email when I can FaceTime you?
He's
and
great,
then you just get a screen full of beard.
Just beard. Beard and face.
It's the best. It's the best though. I love the camaraderie of it.
Oh, dude.
It's so personal.
Remember when I was up in Connecticut and we had that night at the studio. So if anyone here doesn't know, Joe,
you should fill them in.
Yeah, Joe, the guitarist of Within the Ruins, owns a brewery. It's called you got it on your fucking shirt.
I'm actually wearing the shirt. Sorry, yeah, Tin Bridge
Brewery.
Half of my clothing is just Tin Bridge stuff. Like a hat or shirts.
Yeah. So is it still? Hold on. Is it still in the same location? Same thing.
Yep. Still the same thing.
Okay. So it's literally a brewery, and the next door, like attached, is this recording studio, which is really fucking nice. Same fucking building. So I was up in Connecticut. I was visiting family. It was like in December.
Is that what it was?
I think it was like 2018 or some shit. I think it was.
No, it was
maybe it was before that. No, not last year. It was before that, like 2018. Or 7.
Are you saying when you came to hang out with us?
Yeah, when was it? 2019?
Bullshit. It was easily 2019.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Like a year. Last year went by so fast. 2020 doesn't even exist in my eyes.
No, anything that actually happened in the real world was pre-2020.
Exactly.
So by default, it had to have been to have been 2019.
But I remember I was in Connecticut. I was at Webster. They were shooting the video. It was a live show for I Am / a video shoot. So I was there for it. And then what was it? Scott was there. I don't fucking remember. I just remember talking to you, and you're like, "Yo, I'm up here. I'm in Mass."
Scott, either you or Scott posted something in your Instagram story, and I saw it, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
That's you were so confused.
I was super confused. I was like, "What the fuck is DeFonce doing out here?"
Yeah. So I went. I was just like, after the show, I was like, just gonna go home, and he's like, "You were just like, no, dude, come hang out," and I'm like, "All right, that sounds very tempting, obviously." So I was just like. All right. I'm like, where is the place? Let me check that. Like,
see how long the drive is.
It's like 45 minutes.
You were already drinking at that point.
Yeah.
So you're like, I gotta.
Yeah, I was like, fine. I only had like a couple drinks in me. I didn't go crazy or anything. And then I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it. 45 minutes, let's go. You were just like, just stay in the studio. I'm like, that's fine with me. I'll sleep anywhere. Yeah. And then I got there, dude. Best fucking beer. That one that I remember was like the jalapeno one.
Yeah, his jalapeno ale.
Yeah, and I was like, jalapeno beer? What the fuck? And he's like, just try it.
I think he's on his like 5th or 6th rendition of that beer. It's a kind of a staple. He keeps it around.
Dude, it's so fucking good. And I don't know. I probably tried 5 or 6, 7 other beers there that were fantastic.
Sure, as one does.
Yeah, and then
the whole menu is like is insane good. So you're like, don't even know where to start basically.
You don't.
Anytime you look at it.
And we got trash there. Then we got Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And then
got Taco Bell.
God,
some Office.
That hangover was so intense. But it was totally worth it. But that spot is awesome, dude. It's insane. I thought he was going to move to a bigger spot. Was he supposed to or no? I could be wrong.
Not yet, but if he has to start like so he just bought a new canning machine actually, I think like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
So he's going to start doing a little bit more of that, not just like crawlers and stuff, but just like 16-ounce cans.
Oh, that's cool.
But if he did like mass producing cans, he was gonna have to find a bigger spot. But for right now, it's still super works for what he's I guess capable of doing because of everything. But,
yeah, for sure.
Even outside of that, though, it's still more than handles what he needs to do.
So is he canning beer and like selling it like that right now,
Yeah, the best he can do right now is fill up crowlers and growlers and stuff. Like he'll just they set up like a table and literally like people wait in just like a long line. I've seen the lines before. Sometimes they'll post a picture, but like a couple of times I've seen the line of people that just wait. Like they show up early and wait till it's actually open, and then if he runs out, he runs out. But it's all to go can sales right now. But
holy shit.
And he's said it before too, like the business isn't set up to run that way. There's supposed to be like a tap room and people come in and hang out and drink craft beer. But
so he had to adjust some things, obviously.
Yeah, he had to adjust, but they're still doing fine, and he's doing really well, coming up with insane
brewing different shit.
and I don't know if you saw it or not, but he came up with a specific beer for the album.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
fucking
he did
rad.
Yeah, and I got to actually try it. He's still supposed to send some down, hopefully sooner than later. I mean, he's busy as fuck, so I don't ever bug him about it.
Yeah.
But but he's supposed to send some down. It was a New England IPA that he came out with, and he called it Deliverance, and
Yep.
like for the single. And the beer itself is awesome. It's such a very well balanced IPA. It's a little bright, but not too bright. It's hoppy, but not like fucking super
Not
bitter.
over the top. Yeah.
Not over the top, but it's still big. And then he just, took album artwork and put it on the can. And I mostly just want to have at least like one can, but I also want to get, some of the beers down here to like give to my friends and have them try it and stuff too. But that was really cool. It's like you have your own brewery. Like, why wouldn't you create
why
a beer
wouldn't you
specifically for the album?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys sell them?
Yeah, he sold them. We posted about it, and the only catch was that you actually had to go to the brewery to go get it. But
because you couldn't ship it, right?
Yeah, not really an easy way to like check IDs and stuff, So
it is. It's hard.
But he sold out of it. It was like a limited run, and he sold out of all of it. And there was like a merch bundle that like it was a really cool. I got one of the hoodies. It's like a Tin Bridge logo.
Yeah.
But if you look at their logo, it's got like two nails for like a. I think it's a train track.
Yeah.
But he took one of those out and used like a skeleton key, like in one of the music videos, like the Deliverance one. So it's kind of like a cool combo, and it says like Deliverance on the side of it, and like Tin Bridge, and like it's a dope hoodie. And so I was really happy, like a very limited run of that stuff. And so
I like when bands do that shit.
Oh yeah, it's so
something
cool.
outside a little bit outside the box, and like make it like a limited run,
Exactly. And like it's cool that like bands do that in the first place. It's special. It is. You want to be like, okay, well, are they putting their name on a good beer? Like, but some not every metal band has a guy that brews their own beer. So a lot of bands have to like, get with a different brewery and do it, like as a collab.
Yep.
Like I tried that August Burns Red beer that they put out last year. Yeah, there was a cool company that they released it through called Taver that you could that you can order beers from different breweries across the country and get them shipped to you if you wanted to try stuff.
Oh wow. Really?
It's pretty sick, yeah. So me and a buddy here did it. I got my girlfriend's dad a gift card to Taver for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. There's all these different beers from different breweries all over the country, and they'll put them into a big box and ship them to you.
Damn.
And it's pretty sick. You should
insane.
Check it out.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
It's wild.
What is it called again?
Taver, Tavour.
Oh.
And ABR put out their beer through that company, and so me and a buddy were like, well, we want to kind of try. We want to try it, and then so we just got a bunch of other beers, and it was all during quarantine, so we would like pick a new beer to try like once a week or something, and we would get on FaceTime and like go over the tasting notes, all snobby and shit, but like kind of try one beer at a time, and it's just something to do, Like
they have like gift box sets and all this shit, all different beers.
It's rad. It's a cool company. If you want, they have like some of the coolest beers I've ever tried. Like besides Joe's and stuff.
Yeah.
You can find super cool beers, and I even started following multiple breweries on Instagram and stuff
just because of them.
Yep.
And you could sell your beer through them.
Very cool shit. Wow. Very cool shit.
This is fucking cool. Very fucking cool. I love that shit. I can't wait to.
Yeah. So it's cool that.
Yeah.
Try that. Try it. It's really. I think it's worth it.
I should. Let me give it to Benny. Hold on. I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, check that out. I don't have anything to do with the company. I just think they're cool, so I'm not we just
They're not sponsored by Taver.
I'm not sponsored, but if there was something we could work out,
yeah, it'd be really cool.
talk to me or talk to Joe about it. Maybe we'll get Tin Bridge in through Taver or something. That way you guys can.
Dude, why is it? You should look. Has he ever looked into those things? That'd be cool.
I don't think so.
Eventually, maybe.
Eventually, sure maybe. Yeah, because he's still like I said, very focused on having the tap room. So
yeah, I love his spot.
I've even talked about the possibility of maybe getting Tin Bridge like at my bar at some point.
Oh wow, that'd be fucking rad.
Yeah, like well. You can get it in two places. You can get it in Massachusetts, or you can get it at one bar in San Antonio.
There's one place in San Antonio.
Yep.
So during the recording process of Blackheart, how much Jameson did you drink?
Yikes. What?
Yes. Yeah.
The answer is yes.
God.
That's like our go-to is Jameson, but
I know.
I
What else?
also will do bourbon. So like I've got plenty of pictures and there's some video and stuff of a lot of the sessions where like I don't try and get hammered during the sessions obviously, but sometimes like to get like my highs at a certain place where I like the whiskey kind of helps, and I know that's not like healthy for all if there's any like vocalist snobs watching. I know it's not healthy. I'm not pretending it's a good technique to do. It just got the tones where I want.
You probably shouldn't do it, but hey.
Probably shouldn't, but art
Steve.
is pain. Art is pain. So
we did have a question.
There was actually a couple there's a couple songs that actually I did get purposely like kind of drunk so I could put some like more feeling into them. So
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but it was I usually will keep a bottle of whiskey at my feet just as a
little
as like a quick
something.
a little something as like as a band-aid if I need it or if I want to feel frisky and try something new.
You finish a song, you're like, all right, we got to take a shot.
Tons. What's funny is one time Joe flew us out and he wasn't able to pick us up from the airport. He always does. Scott's done it I think at least once, but but Joe usually picks us up. But there was one time he couldn't, and me and Paolo got to the studio, and there was like a bag of chips. I even have the picture too. I think it's like a bag of chips, like a little bit of sushi that he picked up.
Yeah.
I want to say maybe left some cash like to pay for the Uber, and then a bottle of Jameson, and he wrote down like a note like, "Hey, sorry I couldn't pick you up, but I brought you guys some supplies." Just chips.
Chips, sushi, and JMO?
Yeah.
Was it JMO?
Like literally that. He just put it on the table, and then you see like an addendum at the bottom of the note.
Yeah.
It says he before he left he came back and took a swig of the Jameson, so like it was already opened and there was something missing.
Joe would fucking do that.
Yeah, there's some like missing, and he felt the need to write down that he took a swig of it.
That's amazing.
It was good. So yeah, a lot of JMO in the studio.
Do you guys have any plans to go to Europe, Germany? Is there anything in the works? I know someone asked it in chat a little bit ago, so I want to bring it up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I feel.
No, that's cool. I write them down. Like I'll copy and paste them.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I can ask them at some point.
Yeah, at some point we'll get there. Germany. I don't know about Germany specifically, but when I went, Joe did let us know recently that there was a Europe offer for fall. I don't necessarily know if I'm allowed to say who it is. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to say that, but
I don't think we're gonna take it. But I think it was there. It's two very cool death metal bands that would be a nice like a bucket list thing that would be kind of cool to.
Damn.
I'll just add that to the list of things I got to text you.
Yeah. So maybe not. Yeah.
Maybe not. But like offers are coming in. Like so, fall is kind of looking hopeful. But that's the thing. I haven't seen anything from at least U.S. offers. They're the ones that what I've heard is just Europe so far. But
yeah, it's a lot of my bands too. Like we just got this offer for Europe. We're probably gonna do it. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
You might as well.
I mean, you might as well fucking go do it, or just confirm for it and hope it happens. And if it happens, then you go and do it, and that's it.
Yeah, at least confirm. And that was the thing too. It was a request. Like they wanted the band. I was like, no shit, that's kind of cool.
I mean, that is fucking cool.
Yeah, like I said, I'll text you on the side about it. But it's kind of just like, well, at least offers are happening, and
some things are coming together.
Possibly getting back to normal. Hopefully.
I know.
So, there's that, but there's a live stream in the works that'll be a thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I know Scott. I think Scott told me about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few bands that like E1 heavy bands.
Yeah.
That are
based around that.
Yep, that are gonna have some stuff soon.
That'd be rad, man. It can be a pain in the ass to do like the live stream stuff for bands because it's like there's so many bands that are just the members are spaced out. They're not in the same town or city, like you got dude here, and then you have another guy that's across the fucking country, or you have another guy that's in another country. It's like,
right.
So how the fuck do we do this?
Can't wait. No.
Yeah,
I guess it's gonna cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, or we can do one of those like iPhone quarantine videos, and everyone records themselves.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, you could do that. You can.
But then, like, nobody's done shows in like over a year. Are you even like?
I know.
Have you kept your chops up and?
Yeah. Start practicing again.
Might be half-assed or not as good as like a normal live show if you're like in the middle of a touring cycle. But it's something.
It's something. Wayfair asks, what is what is your fondest tour memory with Silence the Messenger?
I think one of them would be actually getting it was actually the biggest tour that we ever got, but it was touring with Chimera.
Oh yes, I remember that.
It was like 2015, I think.
Yeah.
It was a pretty sick lineup.
I think I went to that. Didn't I go to the Trees show? It was at Trees, was it, in Dallas?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive it was Trees.
Yeah, I think it was Trees. It was us, a Legion that we did right after that Seeker tour we did. We did with a Legion, so it was nice to have them on it.
Yep.
We met the dudes in Upon This Dawning from Italy. They
were on it.
They were super cool. Plot was on it. That was like my favorite thing. Plot was on it. That was just a ton of fun.
It was just a crazy lineup.
And then Chimera, and I've liked Chimera since I was a teenager. So that was kind of like,
oh dude, same.
Oh shit! I was like, oh shit, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, man, there's a lot of cool stuff from that tour, for sure. But I think that has to be definitely one of the biggest STM ones. Is, we didn't get to be where we wanted to be, but that was a cool bucket list thing. It was like, oh shit, I fucking toured with Chimera. Like, that's kind of cool.
Because that was like, remember,
ended up being their last one.
Yeah, it did, right?
Mm-hmm. Dude, like a week went by after we all got home, and then like on a Monday, I think one of the guys quit. Then like on Tuesday or Wednesday, like a couple more just quit. Like it was like a planned out thing, and like whatever. That's not my business, but it was just like, oh shit.
Damn.
We just did the last Chimera tour.
Yeah, like literally, because it was like right after that. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, dude. It's fucking
pretty wild. That's for sure got to be like the the Odessa. Yeah, that was a cool. I remember we were like drinking, like us and the Plot guys were out in the parking lot between our vans drinking fucking Seagram's 7 for some reason. I don't know who came up with that, but it ended up going in the circle. That was a fun one.
Yeah, Benny said, how much thinking did it take you to decide to join Within the Ruins? It's a good question. Did you sit on it?
I did actually sit on it because it was post STM, and I got to do that. I got to fill in when Tim had to go home with the health issues, like on that. Yeah. Like it was a giant headliner. It was like a 5-week run, 5.5 weeks or something.
Shit. Long run.
So I know I was stoked to do that, but I was like, okay, well, if this is just kind of like my last little hurrah, then that'd be a cool way to go out doing it with these guys. But I was getting very like complacent in my normal life, I guess, like the place I was working at the time, the relationship that I thought I was in at the time, which is now a bunch of lyrical content for the album.
Yeah.
I was just getting very complacent with my life at the time, and I was like, okay, well, maybe it didn't really go as far as I wanted it to, being in a band, but I had a good run and I could be okay with it. And so I actually did contemplate it for a little bit. Scott called me a couple different times. Joe had a couple phone calls with me, and was very much like, if you want to do this, like we're ready to make the change and make this happen. And it took some convincing, man. Like, cause that tour, that headliner I filled in on was like late fall. It was like post Halloween, November, went through Thanksgiving, and then the holidays went by, and it was like kind of early spring, and that's when they kind of started to push me a little bit and be like, what do you want to do? And yeah, it took some thought, man. But now I look back on it now, and I'd be like, I don't have that job anymore.
Yeah.
That relationship isn't a thing. Obviously, if you pay attention to any of the, any of the lyrics. But so I would have totally kicked my own ass if I didn't take it. But it actually did take some convincing. I actually thought about it for, at least a couple months, and talked to my friends about it and stuff too. So it took a bit, but I'm obviously like super glad I did it. And now I'm
glad you did it.
Thanks.
Because I don't even know who else I don't know. Like when I heard that, because I've known Joe and drummer for so long. I've known the band for so fucking long, and like, and when you got in the band, I was just like, dude, that's perfect. Like,
yeah,
wow. I don't even know who. Like thinking about like who else could they have gotten? I mean, they probably could have gotten somebody else, like found somebody else. But I just think you fit in it like perfectly. It just like makes total sense. And obviously having Powell in it, you guys go way back too.
Yeah, me and him go way back. Us and the band go way back. There's like old pictures of when I'm like a scrawny little kid in like 2012 2011, just wearing old Within the Ruin shirts and stuff. And like, I was a fan of the band, but also being friends with them at the same time was kind of cool. And
Yeah, because
so,
you
like, I
guys
was already
became
familiar
friends a
with it.
while ago.
Yeah, we met in
Right?
us, like STM hopped on some Within the Ruin show during the Creature album cycle, I think. And
Wow.
it was, like Tim had just joined. So like Creature they were still in that album cycle, but Tim had just joined. Because that first record's not him.
Yep.
And he caught me in my car, like doing the Melissa Cross Zen of Screaming warm-ups.
Oh,
And he like knocked on my window, and he's like, is that Melissa Cross? Is that the Zen of Screaming? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I do those too. That's awesome.
Oh, that's rad.
And he's like, are you guys up next? And I was like, yeah, we're gonna go on. He's like, all right, cool. I'll come catch your set. And then just kind of went from there. And then it was always like Ruins is in town, let's hop on the show, or they're gonna play Austin, let's go hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. So I think that was about 2009 or so, because I remember on that to bring it kind of full circle, on that American Me tour, we played. Do you remember? You remember Jamboree?
Oh yeah, in Ohio.
In Ohio,
yeah, Toledo. Such good lineups, dude. That fest was so fucking tight.
Such a cool fest. It was Cody, right?
Yeah, Cody grew up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and
the boys.
Ruins was on that too, so I got to kind of see them on that tour too. And right. I remember Drummer and I like had a drink or something at the fucking bar.
Yeah.
And we both had to like pee or poop or something at the same time, and we both went to the restroom at the same time. And I think like I had to hand him toilet paper, or he had to hand me some or something like that. I don't know, some obscure toilet reference moment. It was kind of funny. But yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a fucking while. So it is kind of cool to like, well, now I'm just in the band. So
yeah, now you're just fucking doing the damn thing. Finally.
Yeah. Finally, right? I know, kind of at a comfortable place.
Yeah.
And, kind of getting what I had felt like I had earned. It's after so long,
Yeah, no, I always thought that about you. I'm like, man, I wish Silence would take off, but I'm like, man, Steve needs to like. It's not. I was always like, it's not. I don't know if it's gonna for them, and I hated that. But I was just like, in my head, I was like, he needs. Where is that band? Like, who's gonna? Someone bigger needs to ask him to be their singer. Like, even Milford would say it all the time. Me and Mike Milford would talk about it too, and it was just like, bro, Steve is so fucking good. Like, where is that band for him, or whatever, or like what? Or is Silence gonna fucking pop? Is this record? But.
Dude, well, what's funny is that like when we went to that South by So What, that was like when STM was like hanging on by a thread, and Paolo had already done a couple tours with them, and
with Ruins.
Yeah. And so it was okay. You're an Office fan, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so this thought has been in my mind, and you'll get it right away. So do you remember when Jim is playing golf with that guy, and he's trying to make the sale? He's trying to get him to pick up the business.
Yes.
And it takes him a few tries, but he's like, let's just play golf. I'm already good where I'm at. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't give up, and he at the very end he like stops him when he's trying to drive away, and he's like, I gotta ask you one last time. That was what I felt like I needed to do, because after everything Artery fell apart, they basically held on to start that. Milford started that new company and basically held on to Grin and Attila. And so Nordine was managing us, and we were booked by Artery also. So we were on like 2 out of 3 Artery branches, but like a ton of bands got dropped. So I wasn't like, super pissed about it, but dude, a ton of bands got dropped because of that. Mm-hmm. And so I had some beers throughout the day. Like the last day of So What, I went up to Milford and I was like, hey man, do you have a chance to can I go talk to you like in private? And I took him aside and I was like, dude, I just gotta ask, man, like, I understand you had to drop a bunch of Artery bands, but I remember you made me this promise like back in the day, and it was on that American Me tour. He was asking me to sing for a particular band, and I turned him down. We had a phone call on that tour, and I turned him down. But I was like, what would it take for you to pick up STM? And he's like, just stick with it and get, I think that we could eventually work together someday. And I remembered that phone call, and I brought it up to him. And I was like, you told me back, 6 years ago that we could eventually work together. And, what would it take for you to pick up STM? Now that you have the new company, what would it take? And he's like, okay, I'll be honest with you. You dragged me aside. Like we can have this talk. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I can't pick up the band because everybody knows who you are, but like that's good, but it's also bad. Like you guys have been around for a long time, you have a lot of friends, everyone knows who you are, but you never popped. And now it's a lot of time has gone by, and there's always been somebody newer, somebody younger, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And the band has just kind of run its course basically. And he's like, here's what I'll do for you. If you break up Silence the Messenger, start a new project, I'll help you build it from the ground up. We can I'll take it on, I'll deal with you personally, like you'll be my band, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. So then that was when we were like, so I kind of just like, that was my gym office moment where I was like, I stood up for what I wanted, and I just had some balls, and I just went for it. And I asked Milford about, what I could do. So we started to put together a new project, and we had like a couple songs we sent him. He was into it, but then he went to start working for Rise, and
I remember.
Yeah, and then all that fell apart. So I was just kind of like sitting around again, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. That started taking up all his fucking time.
Yeah, exactly. So he wasn't doing a whole lot of anything with anyone, but like, Grin signed
Grin
and
yeah.
Yep.
It was like two or three bands.
Yeah, so it's funny you bring up Milford because of, like he played a big role in like, okay, I need to do something different. I need to.
Yeah, I remember him telling me about that. So I'm like, they need to I was like, just change the name maybe or something, or just maybe the style a little bit. I don't know. I'm like, but sometimes like when a band doesn't pop after like years, it's like, all right, everyone knows the band, but like it's not going. It was, going back to like This of the Apocalypse. It was the same thing. And that's when they were like, so you should change the name. And This of the Apocalypse then became Hawk, which is actually doing really well. I mean, they'd be 20. I actually put a couple
of those new songs on my gym playlist.
They're good, man.
That's some cool stuff too.
Yeah. So like, they'd be, if this whole pandemic didn't happen, you would have seen Hawk on more really good tours. Because that prior to the pandemic, it was like, they went out with like From Ashes to New and Ice Nine Kills, and they went out with Attila, Crown the Empire. Like they were getting these right tours that they need to be on and getting that attention they do deserve. And so yeah, I mean, it's like I like compare it to that. Like I compare like Silence the Messenger to This of the Apocalypse. It was like the same fucking thing. It's like
it's not always the band's fault necessarily. It's just like, are you coming along at the right time? Do you have the right guys with you at the right time? Even if you have the right guys with you later in your career, it doesn't necessarily even guarantee anything. It's like on paper, it looks good. Like, dude, we're managed by Artery. We're booked by Artery.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At the time, it was like
dude, being part of Artery was like the shit. Like that was one of the big
thing. Yeah.
That was the big thing, at that time. And it was like, and then still nothing, so it's kind of one of those like behind the scenes things of like, it doesn't, the team behind you definitely matters, but then
it does. Yeah.
The biggest thing was the label. Standby just fucked us so hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Real hard. We never even got physical copies of that last record we did, and I'm always going to be bummed out because we were so stoked on that record. It was a kind of a change in the sound for the band, and we tried a bunch of new stuff.
It was a step up.
Yeah, and
big step up.
Big step up for sure. Yeah, the first one was cool. Like we got to record that with Landon from Plot, so like I'm always gonna hold on to like some cool memories like that
for
first
sure.
record. But that second one was like a really cool step up. We got to work with Josh Wickman because of Within the Ruins. There's another like tie-in right there. We got to go with Josh Wickman because Ruins said that like, yeah, we're good people. Like work with them, cut a deal, whatever. Yeah, and so it's one of his favorite records. He'll say it, to this day that he loved doing, and it sounds great. The songs were cool, but Standby just didn't give a fuck about it. They were being shitty with about the money.
About a lot of bands.
Yep. Yeah, I got zero qualms throwing that fucking label under the bus.
Oh, I publicly have said things.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
No,
it is what it is, dude.
Yeah, there was a couple guys at the very end that did actually try and kind of help us out a little bit, but mostly like the owner just too late. Yeah, sorry, it's just been too much, and it couldn't be saved. So like I see it sometimes on Amazon in my Amazon wish list. I have it saved as like a hopeful physical copy of the Proclamation that'll never happen.
Sometimes
Milford did all the artwork for that too. He did it for free.
Oh, I forgot he does that. He'll do that stuff too.
Yeah,
I always forget he'll do like he's good for like designing stuff.
Yeah, he actually is really cool. That
Always
yeah,
fucking forget that about him.
don't go asking Milford for free stuff, but he was doing it as a favor for
So
Nordine.
yeah, for Nordine, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's definitely really fucking nice of him.
It was super nice, and I loved it. But I just hate that I'm never gonna get a vinyl of it. I'm never gonna get a
CD,
even a CD, just to see it like in person. It bugs the crap out of me.
That's so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get, like, there's definitely, there's other labels out there that have done similar shit to bands and they're shitty as well. But that's definitely one label that's just like, what are you guys doing? Why?
Yeah. How have you survived? He's just riding off of Black Veil Bride's signing at the very beginning. That was his thing.
That was all it ever fucking was. And it was just like, dude, you guys could have turned this label around. They had the chance to do it. I mean, it was the same when I worked for Media Scare back in the day. It was like I got hired.
Oh yeah.
And remember? Was that when we met back then?
We met that back then because on that American Me tour also, it's funny how this keeps coming up, but that's that was our era of when we met. Mm-hmm. When I was doing that tour, do you remember when we were at the studio and Betrayal was recording their album? Did you come out
yeah. The Media Scare studio.
So it was like us and some of the FTFD dudes were at the studio and we were doing some of the chants and stuff. The
chants and all that shit, dude. Wow.
That ended up on the record. Yeah, I remember that.
Dude, there was a lot of good times. Like I got hired there and I was like, yo, we need to get we need a graphic designer. We need to hire somebody that's good, and that we need an actual website. We need like all the MySpace pages for the label one, but more so like we need to make sure all our band pages are looking good. Like we got to make sure everybody's looking fucking good, bro. And we hired Justin Reich, who's amazing, and he fucking redid everything, and everything was like turning around. And he's just poor business decisions on his end. And he's a good guy, and like I still would love to hang out with Baron again. I haven't seen him in years, but like he was I've
heard he's kind of gotten like back on his feet.
Yeah, he's going good. Like
doing well.
Everyone's fucked up. I mean, I fucked up as an agent too when I was younger, so it's like it doesn't. Everyone does it, but
it's just a rough industry to kind of like get your footing and be successful in sometimes, at least to it.
And I used to see all the bills, like everything, like it's a lot of money. Because you're fronting so much, and then you're waiting, and then it comes out months later, and then you're waiting to get paid for it, and it's like you don't see the turnaround fast, so it's risky for any band you sign for the most part. But
yeah, exactly.
If
we're gonna make any money from like records and stuff, it's gonna take some time. The money's in shows right now.
Oh yeah, because it would come in like big sums. We get like a big sum of like money. And then it was like, okay, we got to pay this, and then you just see it dwindle down, just like, and you're like, oh my fucking god, it's just like it was like kind of surviving like paycheck to paycheck in a sense, He'd pay me,
in a way,
like I lived out there for free. He hooked me up with a spot to live for free, his guest house. He gave me a car to drive for free, like all this shit, like a decent, like it was a Saturn, but it was like a nicer Saturn. It was like, And
it was something.
He hooked it up, like so. Like I don't hate the guy. We had when we had our falling out, we did get an argument, but later on, like we're like we were fine, afterwards. Mm-hmm. A few months later and shit. But I mean, it happens with labels. It's a hard thing to do unless you're fucking loaded, dude. Unless you're a dude that's just like loaded and has the money to like fucking front shit to smaller bands and to
Joel's in here.
Oh, there he is. Fucking finally. Jesus.
Not to interrupt you, but
no, I know. I've been waiting. I
Papa
texted
Joel
him earlier.
shows up.
I'm like, you better.
Papa Joel shows up.
You better fucking stop in. Yo, Chris, dude, from Ghost Inside. What's up, man?
Oh
Chris
shit.
Davis, Texas in July.
Nice. New record is dope, by the way.
Yes. What the fuck is up, man? How you doing, dude? Joel, 9 months. What a Blackberry. My metal's very rusty, so I just listened to a couple minutes of Sans the Messenger. Outclassed. I like the bass sound a lot. Do you remember what the rig was and how it was recorded and processed? Oh man. Where's James? James. or Paul.
Where's Paolo at?
Paolo
would know. I don't know if Paolo's watching him. Yeah, Paolo's watching. Remind me. Well, because we started going. We were doing direct a lot after. That was James's idea, and it was Paolo plays bass now, obviously in Ruins, but in STM it was Jared.
Yeah,
Jared. I remember Jared had an Ampeg. He was running a Oh man, I'm not super good with gear. I'm very basic with gear.
Yeah.
I know he had an Ampeg. I forget what his head was. It was the 810. He had a
Okay, that's what it. Yeah.
I can't remember the head. He had a like a Schecter 5-string. He would rock most of the.
Oh, okay.
Man, it was. But I think we recorded it direct though. It was recorded direct, and any other details you'd have to ask our old drummer Fern
I feel
or
like bass is usually
Josh Wickman. I'm
recorded
sure would be.
direct.
Say again.
I feel like with bass, it's usually recorded direct, isn't it?
Yeah. That I
Most
was
of the time,
referring
right?
to. Yeah, it was definitely direct. It was the recording.
Joel, Steve, it's cause you're a cute ass basic bitch.
It's
What?
like, I know how to hold a microphone. I can hold the microphone and lift up your gear, but
That's it.
that's it.
What's your
Tell me, plug it in. I don't know.
What's your favorite song on Blackheart? Do you have one favorite? It's hard. Is it hard to pick?
It's hard, man. It changes every time that I have answered this. It's tough. Like I want like my easy go-to. Well, see, I don't even have an easy go-to. It's like I want to say the first track that we released, the first single, Deliverance, because it's like super.
I love that song.
Just super in your face, and then that breakdown
Very.
at the end is so rad. We had to go with the cool closed hi-hat breakdown, put a little groove into it.
Oh yeah.
So I want to say that, but then I also want to say Devil and Me because it's like a super radio friendly song, and I'm really proud of the just transitions from verse chorus, bridge, back into the chorus again. It's just a very well structured song, I think. And
Yeah, it flows
so
really well.
yeah, so it's tough to choose, but then they're all kind of like very personal songs to me. That's what makes it hard. I wasn't just writing about random subjects, so it's not easy to choose one over another. But
Yeah, I totally get that.
Deliverance or Devil and Me probably, and then actually,
Like
you know,
top
I
ones.
can top ones. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer about this, but I've actually gotten a lot of love about the track called Reckless, and it's about one of my best friends who took his own life like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And at midnight,
man.
so tomorrow is actually the 4-year anniversary of when that happened. So it's kind of ironic that I'm talking about it right before that
I'm very
anniversary.
sorry. Yeah.
Thanks, man. But that was actually one of the songs that I did actually get like kind of drunk for. I drank a lot of whiskey. I wanted to put a lot of heart and like raw. I actually blew my voice out in the studio trying to do that song.
Jeez, shit.
Yeah, I went through like the skeleton of the song, like so Joe would know how I had it laid out.
Oh, okay.
And I got maybe halfway through. Probably less than that, like maybe a third of the way through, and I blew my voice out. Like I wasn't hitting any of the tones that it sounded really weak and thin.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe was like, I think you should stop for the day.
Yeah, just like rest.
Yeah, and it was upsetting because it was like in the zone. I was in the moment, and I was really feeling it. And I wanted to put that emotion into it, and I, kind of, it came across eventually. But in that moment, I felt really bad that I didn't actually get to finish it then.
At that moment, yeah.
At that moment, yeah. But I was, I wanted that raw, aggressive, like sadness to come through, and I think it did. But that song actually I think it's really cool that it gets a lot of love because it's something different too. I actually specifically asked Joe for a song. I was like, hey, I'm gonna write this one specifically for him.
Yeah.
I've cleared it with his parents. They gave me their blessing to do it, and it's gonna be very raw and emotional. So I wanted to kind of stand out a little bit, and he just kind of came up with something completely different. And in my mind, I thought it was going to actually have extra clean singing on it and be a lot more about a lot of Paolo and maybe even less of me.
Yeah.
But then after I laid it all out into the skeleton, everybody was kind of like, I think it just needs to be all you and just be very raw and kind of emotional.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like we could fit some cleans in there, but I think it would almost be forced. And so it actually ended up being the opposite of what I had planned. And I think it turned out great. I just, it's kind of weird how stuff like that happens, but I think Reckless could actually be one of my favorites.
That's awesome.
Also, too. Yeah,
no, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
Joel said, if you had to kiss me or Dan, but only one, why would you choose me? He always has to come in here with some fucking shit like that.
He had me in the first half, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh, man. All the time.
I guess I would choose Joel because he took me to Pizza My Heart and DeFonce did.
I understand.
Yeah, but not that you could, because Texas.
Sure.
But
Yeah, Texas.
it is what it is, man. The pizza just has been
To
sucked
your
into my
heart.
soul.
Yeah,
It's in my heart.
exactly.
It's in my heart now.
It's in your heart
pizza.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any crazy tour stories that come to mind from any between Silence the Messenger or Within the Ruins? I know people always love to ask that question.
I know it's always like crazy tour stories.
It's like, well,
Um,
man, there's a lot of stuff that happens.
there's a lot of stuff that
I'm
happens.
just like really drunk when it happens.
Yeah, and so now I have to get back into that state of mind to remember those. Okay, I can actually. One of my favorites was the very first STM tour that we ever did was back in the MySpace days. James would come over to my house and he would stay over, and we would stay up like super late to like 3 or 4 in the morning, booking the tour ourselves. And we did it through MySpace. We were just finding venues.
Yeah,
we were finding venues and messaging the people that we saw connected to the venue, like in their bio.
Or like the booking MySpaces, like blah 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 booking and shit like that.
Yep. Yeah, that's literally what we did. And we just tried to do like a 2-week coastal run, like to Florida and back. And like the second day, I forget the name of the small town, not Palo. James always remembers. But it was some small town, and we were driving.
Fucking neighbors.
Who was driving? I don't remember. James was asleep, but there's a funny part attached to it at least. But it was around like 5 or 6 in the morning. It's still like super dark out. The engine literally catches on fire. Like there's smoke and flames coming up from the engine while we're driving through this small town. So we have to stop.
Yeah.
And we spent like maybe like it was gonna be like $1,000 on this like shitty van, but then when we bought it from this kid in the local band here, he was backing it out of the garage and scraped it against the side of the garage. And so James goes,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, James goes $850, and the guy's like, "All right, fine."
$850. Okay.
So we got a little bit cheaper, like right away.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It shit out on us the second day. Caught on fire. James was asleep in the back. I literally grabbed like my phone and the GPS and stuff and a laptop before I woke James up to get out of the van, and he holds it against me to this day.
He still does.
So I left him in a literal flaming van for a second before I got everybody out, and we used all of our water bottles to put the fire out, and then we got stranded. But the crazy thing was that was like the second day, and it was basically it was a 2-week run to Florida and back.
Yeah.
And my parents both left their jobs early in the morning to drive to this town, which is about 3 hours away, I want to say.
Okay.
They brought me my 4Runner, and we attached it was like a little 5x8 trailer. It was a small trailer, but we attached the trailer to my 4Runner, and all 5 of us crammed into my 4Runner to finish the tour.
Wow.
So basically do the whole tour.
In a fucking 4Runner.
Goddamn 4Runner, man. It was. I mean, we're obviously not getting like hotels and stuff or anything. We're sleeping at Walmarts and like in the 4Runner and stuff, or like on the concrete or whatever.
I remember one tour with my old band. This band I was in called The Imagine. It was like a screamo type band. But we did a tour with this band called Awaken Judea. It was like they were like a metalcore band, really sick band. But we did the tour in my dad's Ford Expedition with a 5x8 trailer from U-Haul. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you get it.
All the way from New York down to Florida, all the way to South Florida, like near Miami.
How funny is that? Like Florida's maybe like the jinx.
Oh,
like,
dude,
don't do Florida and back as a small band.
Dude, it was so tough. It was so uncomfortable. Fucking miserable.
Do a different coast.
And I drove most of the time because it was like my dad's fucking Ford Expedition. So I was like, I gotta try, because he was like, you have to drive.
Oh, so you got stuck with all the. I'm
sure.
You
I mean, well, the other guys kind of. I think there was like 2 of them that drove a little bit. So I was like, yo, I cannot drive. I can't. You guys have to. Please don't fucking. If you're getting tired, you have to pull over. And they did. Everyone was like very responsible. So
that's good.
So I was like, that's good. We don't need anything wrong to go here. Joel said the first Arsonist Get All the Girls tour was a Toyota minivan and my Honda Civic hatchback. Gee, what?
Not even a trailer, just the minivan.
So were your hatchback? Was your hatchback the trailer?
That was it. They tied it up to the back of the minivan. Like, we're just gonna drag this around.
That's fucking great. Weirdest fan encounter.
I just saw that.
Is there one that comes to mind? I don't even.
I don't remember his name, but any touring dude watching this will know. There's a kid in Tucson.
Oh my god, why do I feel like I know what you're talking about?
I think it's Tucson. If correct me if I'm wrong, I know it's at least Arizona. It might be Phoenix, but I'm almost positive it's Tucson. That goes around and he has like a book, like a not random paper. He has like an actual like spiraled notebook of autographs from every band on the package. He somehow gets a hold of set lists that I didn't even know we gave out.
He just like sneaks up there like, let me get this.
Grabs them. He's one of those guys that just grabs them.
Yeah, without you looking, waits till you turn away.
Yeah, and goes up to every member to get their autographs, and like what he asked me particular one time, like, can you write down the names of the songs in the set list so I can remember what they are, and like, can you bring this to the other guys? And like, I don't like, usually like the guys will be like, tearing down their gear and stuff, and I might run to merch or something, but it's like after the whole show's ended, and like he's got this whole book of like he's asking like very specific questions, doesn't get the concept of like, hey, I'm trying to load out right now, give me a second, or he's asked a couple questions but then stands there quietly like waiting. Hey man, waiting, like I'm not trying to be a dick, but like I need to get moving. I don't know his name, and even if I did, I wouldn't say it, obviously. But there's a specific kid in Arizona that just
that's what he does.
He asks a lot from you.
Yeah. He just wants it. You just played a set, 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and it's like, hey man, can you do this real quick for me? It's like, dude, man, let me breathe.
Give me a
go
second.
Somewhere else for like 30, 45 minutes, and then hit me back. Find me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, there's just that general like, I have zero problems like taking a picture or signing something or like talking for a second, but like, respect the time limit of like, hey, I'm at the merch table or whatever, there's people behind you, or I'm trying to load out, or I'm clearly, in a big conversation with one of my guys or something, like,
yeah, exactly.
The personal space, or like hey, you're allowed to take up some of my time because this is what I do, but also,
yeah, for sure.
Read the room kind of thing.
Read the room, please. My God.
read the room. Yeah. Yeah. So there's plenty of those.
The metal D era. What are you talking about, Joel?
What did he say? I
think it was Phoenix. He said, "Oh, that guy." I think it was Phoenix after the metal D era. What was the metal D era?
Yeah, I'm trying to put that together in my head too. What metal D era is?
Joel's like super old, so like. We might not know. We might have been kids when he was touring Phoenix.
Yeah, I think he knows the guy. I think he knows the guy that I'm talking about.
He probably does.
He probably knows that guy for sure. It was it's rough.
It's like that one dude like that. Joel. I love you, Joel. I like the same age, dude.
I know, right? Like he's some fucking grandpa.
I know. I remember there's some dude. Was it like some dude in Michigan? That would there was one dude in Michigan that would hit up everybody, like hit up every band or whatever, asking them questions or asking for free merch or getting in on the guest list. He learned who I was because Betrayal told him who I was back in the day. Betrayal did, and gave him my number, so he would call me from time to time and leave me these like, really long voicemails.
What?
Yeah, I wish I still had them. This is years ago because Betrayal. We're talking here. So like 2011, 10. And then
that was such a sick hardcore band too. I wish they did.
Oh man, I love that.
I wish they did so much more.
Oh yeah, but yeah, he would call me, ask like, "Oh, could you get me into the show for free? I know you're the agent, blah blah blah." And it was all because of fucking Sean from Betrayal giving him my fucking phone number.
Of course it was Sean.
But there's also like someone else. There's like a dude that goes around and asks drummers if their drums on the record are all natural and there's no triggers. Did you ever see this? People make fun. Oh my god! Screenshot it and post.
I remember the whole trigger debate from like back then too. Is like, oh, he's using triggers, he's cheating. Like,
yeah.
Like what? Like, dude, do you know what it takes to do that?
And it's like.
There are techniques involved and stuff, and like you think I can't. The trigger thing. There was some though that you could hear like on old records like that, where the kicks were very clearly not just like a raw tone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
You could super tell. One of them, and I'm not even dogging it because I actually love this. It's one of my favorite MySpace like deathcore records. But that My Bitter End album.
Oh, dude, the Renovation.
Yep.
Best.
Yep. Best. Such a cool record. But you could the kick drum always stood out to me on that album. It was like,
dude. Oh, it did. But the thing is, Mike Rainey can do that shit. Like he does not. I did
see that there was a remaster. Yeah, I've actually been meaning.
Yeah, there's that's Mike from Minocker from Last 10 Seconds of Life. Like Mike Rainey, and I've always talked good. I love Mike, which I gotta have him on here soon. I gotta hit him up. I always fucking forget. But anyway, I'll hit him up. He can play that shit, man. I grew up going to My Bitter End shows. I have seen My Bitter End so much. I've toured with them. They brought me on their first tour as their merch person when I was 17. Like all during that time, he was playing with no triggers. He did not play with a trigger until I'm pretty sure Through the Eyes of the Dead. Am I right, Minocker? I'm pretty positive he didn't start using a fucking trigger on it until Through the Eyes of the Dead. That's how insane. And there's a lot of drummers like that.
Yeah, I mean,
tons. But when you go record, it's like, yo, it is real hard to get every single kick.
Yeah, like people that just listen to the stuff casually, like you don't understand how difficult it is to get every. And I'm a vocalist telling you how hard it is to get this drum shit proper. Can you imagine being a drummer and like told that your shit is like fake or that you can't play it? Like you need to zip it.
You need to zip it now. Yo, what up, Daniel? How you doing, man? Hell yeah.
Hey, Daniel. Love you and miss you.
Dude, I love Fear Factory.
We were just talking, not just, but earlier talking about that Ice Nine fit tour that came through. So. Miss you,
buddy.
Miss you, bud.
Dude, I love Fear Factory. That's another band I just loved. I grew up and found. Did you ever get into them?
Couldn't. No. I couldn't.
You would have been into.
They were.
Them. I don't know.
Like I don't hate it. Like listening back to it now, but when like in the prime, it wasn't.
It wasn't your thing.
It wasn't a thing because I was very sucked into like. The new metal rabbit hole.
Yeah, because Fear Factory was like I don't know.
More industrial. And and like they would get lumped in with that sometimes, but I was so deep in the new metal, like every new metal band
you could find. Did you like Static X? I loved Static X.
Oh, dude, I fucking love Static X. So I got to go see him. I guess it would have been 2019 when they were doing the Wisconsin Death Trip reunion tour.
Yeah.
And I saw him with.
Oh, you went to that?
Oh yes, I went to that. I super went to that.
I wish I did. Because who the fuck was doing vocals? Was it the dude from Dope?
It is. I got confirmation from. I feel like I'm giving out the info, but it's been so long.
Nah, dude, it's been so public, dude.
People already know.
Everyone knows.
It's Edsel.
It is Edsel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's great.
Dude, he fucking kills it. The voice is almost the exact same. He has the same mannerisms down, like the Wayne Static, like head tilt thing.
Yeah.
Dude, he nails it, and it was such a good show. It was so much fun. I saw him at a place here called the Aztec.
Oh yeah, Aztec. I love that fuck. I saw Under Oath there years ago.
Zemer took me to it. He got me on like.
Did we go to that together? It was like you, me, Orlando, Mike. It was after South by So What. Remember South by So What had Under Oath?
Yeah.
Was it that? It was at Aztec Theater.
That's where he brought me, and I think you were there, man.
Or was that? That could have been another time though. So I feel like he did go to see Under Oath in San Antonio again.
Yeah.
After that, let's see.
Wait, hold on. So, Steve.
2021 releases you're looking forward to?
I have a couple. I'm very stoked on new Brand of Sacrifice.
Yes, definitely that.
Yeah, that band just fucking rips, dude. I love that band.
They're killing it, man.
They're killing it. That'd be a cool band to go out with.
Yeah, that would be for you guys. Like you guys team up together.
Mm-hmm.
What about Fit for an Autopsy?
Oh, I would love to do Fit stuff.
Well, that new record, they have a new one coming out this year too.
Yeah, their latest one that they put out. I guess it's so weird saying last year, but 2020 that they put out last year. Is a good front to back. Like I love every song on it. I love it so much.
Such a good fucking record. Dude, did you ever get into Spine Shank? Not to go off
Yes,
topic,
yes,
but
I
a few
did get
people
into
brought them
Spine
up in
Shank.
here, and I love that fucking band so much.
I did get into Spine Shank, and
Man,
I'm gonna look it up just because. Remember the name of the actual album? It was Self-Destructive Pattern. So not their most popular record, but I actually liked a lot of songs on it. You can't find it anywhere, but there was a show that STM played with Johnny's band that he did after that.
Oh yeah, Silent
Civilian.
That's it. Yeah, that's when I met Johnny because they were signed to Media Scare.
They were, yeah. So STM hopped on that show, and we actually did a Spine Shank cover of a song from that album called Slavery. We covered that song, and we were trying to get Johnny to actually do the song with us, but he kind of like flaked out and like didn't show up, and because he was like having dinner or something, he didn't show up in time. But there used to be YouTube footage of the song, but we only did it the one show. But STM actually did a Spine Shank cover for one show of a song called Slavery.
Yeah, it's a heavy track. I feel like I've heard it. Dude, I haven't listened to Spine Shank in so long.
Dude, that band fucking ripped. That was a cool line of like industrial nu metal like mix.
What was it called? Slavery? Which record was that? Self-Destruction, right?
Self-Destructive Pattern.
I gotta listen to that later.
Yeah,
I love that band.
I don't. The thing is, we never recorded it or anything. All we did was just practice it and
did that show.
Just play the song, did the show, and there used to be live footage of it, but I think it got taken down or account deleted or some shit. But that's funny.
Is Media Scare still around? No, nah, it hasn't been in a while. I don't even remember the last record Media Scare.
How long has that actually been?
Man, I could literally tell you probably just by going to their YouTube. The last thing. What happened?
Oh no, I was just gonna say somebody said Shadow of Intent ? If they put out a new record, I'll be very excited for that.
It's supposed to be this year. We've talked about them before, I remember.
Yeah, you and I talked about them. I think when we were playing Call of Duty one time.
Yeah.
You were talking about that headlining run they were doing. I'm very impressed with that band. I love.
Dude, seriously, the last thing Media Scare put out was that Bermuda record 5 years ago.
Damn, Bermuda.
So 5 years. Yeah, it's been 5 years. They haven't put nothing else. So it's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Nuts. Going back on this like YouTube right now, like I can go back and then like see the last thing. Where was it? Probably I left after that Polarization record came out. I think. It's crazy going back. It's like going down memory lane because there's so many of these videos on the Media Scare YouTube that I uploaded. I put up.
Oh, that you put up.
I did a lot of it, yeah. It's nuts, man. Dude, the label. Oh man.
So many cool bands that started out there.
Fuck, dude. Here's Silent Civilian, both records. Yep. Both good records. Silent Civilian is a good band.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I'm definitely more of a Spine Shank fan, but
same.
But that's just my nu metal bias.
Dude, yeah, the Asbelton's Black video. Yeah, dude, it took dude. Those guys were so fucking picky though with shit. There's a fucking Asbelton's Black video that wasn't even released, but I think got put up somewhere.
Oh, what was kind of cool? The very last show of that Asley Dying tour at Glass House. What's the original singer's name? Is it Chris?
Yes.
I think it's Chris. He actually was at that show, and he like came up to me and Paolo at the end of the show. He's like, "Hey guys, just want to let you know you did a cool show." And in my head, I was like, "This guy looks like really familiar." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm the original As Blood Runs Black singer." I was like, "No shit, cool." Yeah,
Chris. Yes, I haven't seen him in a while. They're writing a new record right now. I don't know who is doing vocals though. No clue.
They've had a few. Damn, Joel getting all vulgar in here.
I know, he's always vulgar.
that actually was one of the bands.
I quit Media Scare and then I came back to it because he offered me more money and all this shit. And it was like when they were releasing that Bury Your Dead record, and I was like, fine, I'll come back out to fucking LA, fucking fly back out there. What a fuck. Dude, that was a crazy 3 years of my life. 3 years of my life. But I wouldn't have changed it. It was a learning experience.
Oh yeah, you have to kind of take all of those grain of salt, some of them, and then just like use them. Like it may not seem like it in the time where you're just like, I should probably just give up on this or whatever. But like,
it came to that time, I was like, I'm done here.
It's good fuel for the. It's good fuel. I'm fucking out of here. It's good fuel for the fire, like down the road, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely, dude.
How come Joel wants your love, but he just wants physical?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Interaction with me. I don't.
Joel's,
Where's the longevity?
Yeah, really, man. King Conquer, probably my favorite band on there. Yes, dude. King Conquer. That's another band that should have, during the deathcore era where everything was taken off Chapel, all those bands, like King Conquer should have been up there.
Yep.
It should have.
King Conquer was dope.
But you know what I think held it back was the label. And the stupid shit like that happens too. It's like some people will not, like, in the industry, not like a certain like the owner of a label or some shit like that, and will not hook up any of those bands on tour with tours.
Oh yeah.
That was used to be a thing. I don't really give a fuck what label you're on anymore. I used to. I mean, because that was like a thing. So it was like, you get it like embedded in your head where it was like, no, Dan, don't work with that band because they're on that label.
Because they're on label X or whatever.
Yeah. And it was like, man, I fucking love this band though. Like, fuck.
What do you mean? What do you mean? No.
It's like, why? I don't fucking care. And then it was like embedded in my head, like, okay, I gotta stay away from this band, that band.
I know, right? And you just like miss opportunities.
Now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what label you're on. No one should give a fuck what label you're on. Is the band good?
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Do they draw people? Like not so much, but let's put them on the tour.
I think some of those like politics aren't as big of a deal as they used to be. It was a little bit more cliquey back in the day, and now it's just like there's more bands like signing to either small labels or starting up their own label or just going label-less or like it's not as big of a deal anymore. No. Like I love being a part of E1. They take.
I mean, they've built it up and they're killing it. Like last time I talked to Scott a few weeks ago, he was just like telling me everything. It's just like they really like that. E1 heavy. It's just like, dude, maybe putting out great fucking records from great bands, showing everyone love and giving everyone attention that they need. I Am just signed to it like months ago and shit like that, and they offer them a good deal, like very reasonable deal, whatnot. Oh, cool. And it's like, great, it's good,
Yeah, good for them. That's cool.
It's good, but it's like there are some labels that are kind of like, nah. Bands were asking, like, should we sign? I'm like, well, can you do it yourself or no?
Yeah, like what are they offering you?
There's like a new thing out there called Blood Blast Distribution, which my friend Bryce works at, and Bryce from Seeker, Lucian, the singer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's digital distribution, so, like, you can go to them, present your band. Like, if you're a pretty good band and shit like that, they may take you up on it. I mean, they do sign a lot of bands, but it's not a label. That's the one thing you need to put in your head when you're submitting your music to them. It's like, this is not a label, this is you getting it's just digital distribution. And
and that's not the same thing. So
yeah, but it's good though because you're not locked down to anything. If you're a pretty established band, they may end up giving you like an advance to help out with publicity, getting a publicist or artwork or videos. Like they're down to do that. They're open to that depending on the size of your band. They're not stupid with their money. Like, if you're like a baby band, they probably won't give you any money, but they're gonna get you on some good playlists and get your shit out there the proper way, digitally.
Yeah, I think Standby gave us $500 for gas once.
Wow. That's it. Wow.
Yeah, I was extremely grateful.
Oh, man. Joel,
and then just to show up at the studio and it's like Black Veil Bride's pictures and records everywhere all on the walls.
Yeah.
You give a shit about any other band, or are you just riding the coattails of a band you don't even have anymore?
So stupid, man. Yo, what up, Seneca? I miss you too, man. Do you know Seneca? I don't know if you guys know each other.
I do, yeah, Austin. I do, yeah. I actually kind of go pretty far back with him as well.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of one of the.
It was like an old STM show. I think I met him. I want to say maybe Houston or.
Yeah, because
he might remember it better than I'm a couple beers deep now. It just popped my third. I didn't know if I was going to go through all three of those, and I have a fourth in the fridge, but I'll feel like an asshole if I stand up to go get it. But
it's fine.
Give me 2 seconds. I need to grab this fourth beer. But I just popped the third. So
yeah, you're good.
I have a little time. No, it goes way back. I want to say I met him in. I want to say Houston, but it might be some.
Brian. You said you guys played my old band too, Release and Brian.
That's okay. That
That's
sounds
the
right.
yes. Seneca's the man. He's a
Very
good
cool.
dude. Good
Yeah, that
thing,
goes back.
dude. Yeah. Oh yeah. I wanted to go back to this. That band, Hi-Fi, said that they really liked that band, Martyrdom. On
Oh, I remember
Media.
that.
It was like, yeah, because he said the vocals weren't very good, but still loved them. I was the same way when Baron signed them. I was like, man, I like this music. And you know who was the guitarist in that band? And I'm drawing a blank on his name because I haven't talked to him in so long. But he was also in Molotov Solution. And then he
Oh,
also played in Acacia Strain for a little bit.
Richie.
Richie, there it is. He was.
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure he played guitar in Martyrdom.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Now I don't know if he was in it for that long or whatever it was, but
No, because I met Richie during the Molotov days, and then
oh, okay, yeah.
like
So,
saw him
one of the
saw him.
best.
Yeah, dude, I'm
one of the best
God,
deathcore bands.
one of the best. Like absolutely, like I'm almost just like at a loss for words. If you like,
I know.
like if you were like playing shows and touring, and during that time, you knew how sick Molotov was.
Yes.
And like if you're come along now, you can still that last record they did, Insurrection, still fucking hits super
still
hard.
Holds.
The tones are fucking incredible.
Sounds
like
amazing.
And I've actually kind of revisited it like multiple times during this past year with.
I have too. Oh, I have a good amount.
There was one time James and I went to go to a BLM march downtown here in San Antonio, and we blasted the record like super hard.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah,
they were
the day that it was funny because when they were storming the building a couple weeks ago, and they kept saying insurrection, blah blah blah, and I was like at the gym when it was happening, and I just put that album on like super hard, and then I went to Harbinger after it, but
Insurrection,
man.
man. They were
such a fucking great record.
I agree, and they were like starting to really take off. Like it was starting to happen for them, dude.
They were getting cool stuff.
Yeah, and it was starting. The shows were doing good for them. Like the headline shows, even too. They were getting cool tours. It was like, here we go. I was like, always like, at that time too. Like me, for some reason, like me and Robbie, or like Robbie didn't really like me. I don't know. But then he apologized for being an asshole to me one time, and then we were like friends. Now we've been like friends since then. But I was still at that time, even though knowing Robbie for some reason didn't like me for whatever reason, I was still a Molotov fan. I was still I don't care. I love your band.
I could put that aside.
Yeah.
Your band's just sick.
It was like the only band I could put that aside for. But yeah, they were starting to do it, man. And I don't know, I think there might have been internal problems. I really don't know exactly, to be honest with you. But it was sad when that day came where they broke up. I was like, dude, fuck.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
almost, dude.
So close, and but here's the thing too. I think if there only a handful of bands could probably pull it off. If somebody from that era, which really isn't that long ago when you think about it, but like if somebody from that era were to make a comeback and they could still pull people, Molotov would be one of those bands, I think.
Oh, for sure.
They'd pull fucking rowdy numbers, and it just sucks that their shows would be fucking wild. I think
they would be. I 100% think they would be.
I'd go see them in a heartbeat. I don't care what it would take. I'd go to Houston and go to Austin. Like if they came close.
Dude, if they did like one show, they're like, we're doing one show in LA. I'd be like flying out to LA. Or
I'm going
Vegas, because they live in Vegas. I'm like,
going
to Vegas.
Going to Vegas. All right.
Gotta see them again.
all of those dudes were homies too. I fucking loved those guys. And tell everyone to spam Robbie with "We Want Molotov" on Twitter.
Yeah, he's right.
I know they've been. I heard. First off, Seneca, put a pin in that Mudvayne comment because I can come back to that. What an interesting combo, but I'd be very about it. But dude, I heard that they were writing. Powell and I went to a show that was at Palladium in Worcester, and Shane was there doing Winds of Plague stuff. He was there with Winds of Plague.
Yeah, he started playing bass with them.
And he was saying there was writing going on. There was no specifics or anything, and I don't think I'm saying anything that isn't actually probably public knowledge, but
it's been tweeted from the guys.
they've talked about it. Like they're writing, I think, one last record. It just sucks that it's gonna come after Trump era.
I know. It needed to
It just
come during.
God, it's so bad, dude. It needed it so bad. Like
Yeah.
that would have just been the most like, all right, dude. All right,
Thank
metal's
you.
fighting back with a vengeance.
If they
Molotov
came
were on
out
record.
with that shit, if they came out with that album, a new album like last spring, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like 2019 or 2020, like 2020 feels really bad. If Molotov put out a record during 2020,
Just
it would've
2020 in general, yeah.
dude, I would have supported the shit.
Yeah. I would have told other metal bands, yo, push your record back.
Yeah, you gotta wait. The only
For the-
record that's allowed to come out is a new
This
Molotov
month, yeah.
album.
Molotov's
Every
coming
other-
out on October this day. Okay, no one else is releasing a goddamn thing in October.
Nope, you're getting pushed to November, or we're gonna rush it. And fuck you if you think you can say otherwise. This
Yeah.
Molotov record needs to happen.
We need
for
it,
so many
please.
reasons. I don't care who you are.
Dude, there was talks of like them and King Conquer doing a split. Them and King Conquer doing shows together, which I know King Conquer would probably.
You think they would?
No, yeah. If Molotov was like, we're gonna play shows, we want King Conquer, which I'm sure those guys would want King Conquer. I know Chris and the guys would do it. They'll get it back. They'll pull it together.
Okay, hypothetical. If Molotov does some like headlining, if they do some headlining stuff and it's their headlining and then it's a 5-band package, who would you put on it?
Them, King Conquer. Oh man, who else would I put on it?
Tough question, right?
Does it have to only be older bands that are not bands anymore?
No, it could be current bands that
okay.
like hop on the train.
Damn, dude. I would do them, King Conquer. I would honestly put Body Snatcher on it too. I know Chris is in that band too, but whatever.
Yeah, it could fit.
I mean, dude, we could Strangled opening. Have you listened to that band Strangled?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, you want gym music?
Yes.
And Hell Followed With as well. Yes, actually.
Oh man.
Yes.
Oh, and Hell Followed With. Oh golly, that's a sign of the times too.
Alpha Wolf, yes. Brand
Oh,
oh my god,
yeah,
there's so many like
Alpha
As
Wolf,
Blood Runs Black. I would be like, guys, can you just do this too? Like.
Oh yeah, Adam said put Brand on there. Absolutely, Brand can do it.
But if it was
I
like
mean,
older bands like Molotov, ABRB, King Conquer, My Bitter End, and I'm trying to think of another older band.
You know what? You know which one I liked that I felt like could have done really well. A band, I discovered them when they toured with Fallujah a couple times, or at least once.
Okay.
A band called Aegeon.
Yeah, Aegeon. Yeah, dude. They're from
Dude.
Michigan. Michigan.
Are they?
Or Ohio. I think they're split, or Indiana. It's like one of those states right there.
It's one of those around
It's
there.
like
but
around there.
They had this album called Dissension, and I used to have a physical copy of it. It's probably somewhere, but I think those songs, like the album, is still like very well mixed. It's very well mixed and like this
Dissension,
very,
yeah.
very cool blend of like just heavy dropped stuff, but super atmospheric. And the vocals, I think, although they don't even actually change that often,
Yeah, no.
are so addicting. Everything
They
about
really
like
are.
that was a really cool band that I felt like didn't get the love that they deserved.
Dude, there is even their last record, Aegeon, came out with, called Age. It came out in 2018. I think is a great fucking record.
I did listen to it. I did listen to it, and it was one of those like you have to do it front to back.
You
can't
have
just
to
pick
do it
random
front to
songs.
back. Yeah. It's
Mhm.
one of
It
those
was
that
very
all
cool.
flow into each other.
And I love that shit. That band's great at it, and I know this.
Man, Ion Dissonance.
Oh fuck
Adam
yeah,
just
Iron
said.
Dissonance. You know what's
Dude,
really
Oceano.
cool?
Why are we missing Oceano?
Yeah, why
Molotov
don't we just put
Oceano.
Oceano on it? Let's just put Oceano on it.
Can we
Adam,
do that, Adam?
I'd love to hear Adam's thoughts on he probably would know, I guess, and Dan, I know you'll back me up on just having just have Sentinels on something.
Oh, dude, yes. Oh my god.
Dude, Sentinels is like
Have you heard the new
our
shit?
Ion Dissonance today.
Yes.
And what's funny is when like Ruins, we took them out
Oh, I remember.
like 2 summers ago.
2 summers, yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
was before I started working with those guys.
yeah, and I remember sitting in a van with them, a couple of those guys like hanging out. I think Dave was in the van. I forget who else was, but I was just like, dude, you guys sound so much like Ion Dissonance, and they were like, we've heard that before. And when we started writing our stuff, we had no idea who Ion Dissonance was. And
No
I was
clue.
like, are you fucking kidding me? You're like
They
a
told me that
carbon
shit
copy.
too. Like literally, but like they're like, or like Chris, one of their guitarists, Chris, the tall one. He's like, when I met him, I think it was 2019. He was like 22.
Dude's
and I was
insane.
like, and he posts all these like, no, he doesn't post too often guitar videos, but when he does on like Twitter,
but he's done a few lately.
Yeah. And I was just, I remember on the latest one, I'm like, dude, just relax, man. Like, stop.
I think on that same video, I saw your comment and I said, "Boy, stop!" or something.
Yeah. But yeah, Sentinels is like literally Ion Dissonance for us right now. Like,
it's such the same thing.
Ghost of a Fallen Age. Holy fuck, dude.
Beneath the Massacre.
Beneath the Map, dude. There'd be so many like. Imagine, oh man, Molotov come back to like one show, like, all right, let's stack this bitch. Let's make this bitch a fest.
Dude, just make it a fucking fest.
Everybody on this damn thing. 30 bands.
Dude, and what's cool too is I brought it up to Joe when they were releasing those new tracks. Like they put out that first new single for the latest Beneath the Massacre record.
Yes.
And I was like, yo, this is fucking insane. And it sounds just as good, if not better, than it used to.
Yeah, like they're still just as good.
It's like, just as good. It's the same stuff. It's like it didn't even stop. Yeah. And I said, ooh, suffocate, damn. Man. I sent it to Joe and he was like, oh yeah, we played some shows with him back in the day. I was like, dude, we should do Canada shows with Beneath the Massacre. So if anybody ever gets a hold of those dudes, I'd love to play some Beneath the Massacre. It's crazy
because I picked up Beneath the Massacre, but I couldn't say anything about it for a while. And then I said, I told my friend Monty about it, and he had a podcast called Casting Metal, and he wanted me to be his guest on it one time. So I was like, yeah, sure. And I didn't know what like questions was going to ask or anything like that, obviously. But the first thing was he's like, so you picked up Beneath the Massacre, and I was like, Monty.
Like.
So I was like, it's a small podcast. Like, it's not going to get, like, out there. Like, really, I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm going to post about it, but, like, I don't think any, like, news websites will, like, find out about it.
Yeah, and, don't beat me to the punch on it.
Yeah, the PRP did.
Oh, they did? They got And then if the PRP posted, then
and the band was like, they weren't, like, mad. They're just like, yo, don't talk about it anymore. Because they're, trying to be, like, secretive, like, waiting until, like, they were ready to release shit. But it took a minute for them, they were supposed to be on some other label. I don't know. They were like talking to a few different labels at once, but then they settled on Century Media. And then it obviously came out. And then I had them on that Origin tour, played 3 shows, then it got canceled because pandemic. Right. And it was very upsetting.
Cool tour for them, though.
Cool tour. I know. I was like, dude, this is a cool first tour back. This perfect lineup for you guys. Like, you're going to crush it, which they did the first 3 shows. They sold a shit ton of merch, they said. They sold out of, like, mostly everything, like, in the first, like, 3 days.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. But it makes sense. I mean, dude, a band like that. I was,
that band had a ton of
when it was coming to Texas, I was going to go, I was going to go all 3 Texas shows and literally buy everything from them, probably. I'm like, I never expected to get free shit. Like, sometimes, like, bands are like, yeah, don't worry about it. Take it. So I'm like, no, just take my money. And being my drunk self, to give you money. I would be like, here's just $100. Just give me that shirt, that vinyl, that shirt, that hoodie.
Yeah, it kind of makes up for itself, dude. Yeah, and then that record is so cool. Just it's just everything that was missing.
Yeah.
It felt good to have that back.
It did. It really did. It really fucking did. Because that first single they put out and that breakdown, I was like, God, fucking
at the end, that just keeps going. It's like the vocals line up with the breakdown, and it's just like there's these cool empty gaps in it. And shit. You're like, God, dude, this is hitting me like a brick in the face right now. I love this song.
Dude, seriously, it's incredible.
Such a good album, dude.
Oh shit! What's up, Josh? Thanks for the sub, bud. 9 months.
Seneca. I do remember Ghost of a Fallen Age. They had that.
From North Carolina or South Carolina.
It was the album was like the War, something War.
Mm-hmm. I think it's still on. I think it's up
Secret
on
War.
They were signed to that Tragic Hero label, Ghost of a Fallen. Yeah, here it is. Wow, I haven't listened to this in a while.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that in a while.
Rumors of the Secret War, 2007.
Jesus, I listened to that one a lot though. I remember that. I don't. That was great.
There was also bands like Knives Exchanging Hands. Embrace the End was an amazing band.
Embrace the End was good. One of my favorites out of the little bit more like the chaotic kind of deathcore was From a Second Story Window.
Best, dude, hands down.
The best.
The best. That's
so
it.
good. From a Second Story, I got to see him at the. I saw him at the Rabbit one time, and the show was just wild.
Fuck, I got to go back to all these bands and listen to literally all.
I know,
this
right?
tomorrow.
Now you're just like you got to write down a list of.
Yeah, because I literally went to Ghost of a Fallen Ages Spotify and went to Fans Also Like, and it's literally every
all those bands.
Fucking band. Glass Casket, Salt the Wound, Winter Solstice, With Dead Hands Rising, Belie My Burial, With Blood Comes Cleansing, My Heroes Meet, On Broken Wings, Rose Funeral, Beneath the Sky, Knights of the Abyss.
Ooh, Knights.
Griff. The fucking man. The Father. Dead to Fall.
Dead to Fall.
My Bitter. You know, I already said My Bitter, and I'll say it again.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck. I'll say it again.
Say it again and again and again. I wish their old EP was up, but it's not.
Knights was dope though. I like that band a lot. Dude.
At the Throne of Judgment, A Different Breed of Killer.
Ooh,
fuck.
At the Throne of Judgment was cool. Nobody ever remembers that band. They had that really cool dude. They're like super. They were like very almost like when Job for a Cowboy turned death metal. They had a similar sound. It was just like Christian death metal almost. It was fucking dope.
Dude, all these. I mean, there's so many good bands, man.
Ooh, the Yellow Sign.
Oh yeah, Irish Front.
Mike from the Yellow Sign actually designed the Silence the Messenger logo.
No fucking way. That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, he did a bunch of artwork. I want to say
Arizona bands, right?
Yeah.
That's
Damn, at the Throne of
nuts.
Abacab. Holy shit.
We Are the End was a really good deathcore band. MySpace Death, yeah. Abacab.
We Are the End started to build a little bit of a base, and then
they started, and it was gonna pop. It could have popped for them because I heard the record, and that never came out. It was supposed to come out on Metal Blade, and then the band imploded.
Oh,
I was booking them. Scott was managing them. Don't ever bring them up to Scott.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he gonna get? Will he get salty about it?
It's a little waste of time. It was just for all parties, more so him, but
sure.
He kind of like. I do really like the band, but I always heard they were like kind of unstable. Anybody kind of was like just pushing me to pick them up, and I was like, all right, fine. Put them on some stuff, and then it just fucking imploded. I'm like, God, man, guys, come on, you have it, it's there,
man.
Record's sick, so good. Never.
They were on. I remember. I think We Are the End was on a tour with See You Next Tuesday. That's another band that I always forget about sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
See You Next Tuesday was cool.
They were, dude. Did they ever?
Spastic kind of like all over the place.
All over the fucking. But that that was another band back in the day that like consistently toured. It was playing like 200 plus shows a year. Like
they were on the road a lot. They had cool tours. Good for them.
They had a lot of cool shit. The Heartland. Oh my god, dude. The names, John. Yeah, you guys remember all this fucking shit here. The most popular MySpace era deathcore band turned out to be Chelsea Grin. Truth. Yeah, probably. I mean,
well, I don't know.
MySpace
because you're lumping them.
Yeah,
you're lumping them in with Whitechapel, Suicide, Carnifex.
Yeah, you are. Even Oceano,
yeah, like the Big Five or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's
don't get me wrong. I love them, and I think
they did.
I think New Grin is
I think New Grin's
fantastic.
Yeah, I mean I like New Grin the best. That's me.
Yeah, and
I think it's
no disrespect to Alex at all.
No, I love Alex.
Him like a total friend. He was actually one of my earliest friends from back in that time too. Like when Grin stayed at James's apartment one time, like before they were doing anything big. Like they weren't getting hotels and stuff. They just crashed at James's apartment once. Like that was like we fucking got drunk on James's couch and watched
Psyopus.
What are those? Why am I? Were the dude? Why am I? It's because of these fucking beers. Were they? So the dude mouths to asses horror movie.
What is it called?
Where the scientists would sew people's mouths to buttholes. Centipede, human centipede.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Why was I blanking on that? Yeah, we got drunk and me and Alex fell asleep watching Human Centipede on James's couch.
Fell asleep to that.
Yeah. So he's an old friend. So no disrespect to him, but I think Tom's doing a great job though.
No, he is. I feel like Alex would agree with it.
Yeah.
What is Alex doing now? He did have some.
He was doing Grudges. He was doing Grudges, his kind of hip hop-y side project. He hasn't been very active on socials lately, but
no, I know he's. It seems like he's doing well though. From what I've seen, he's working out a lot and all that shit.
Yeah, so he seems like he's doing. Yeah, there we go. I was getting corrected in the chat there. Human Centipede. I don't know why it took me a second to figure out.
I know that fucking movie, dude. Oh my god.
The second one's the best one.
Oh yeah, it is.
I think so. The first one's like you don't know what to expect and it's kind of slow, but then like the final like half hour or so is kind of fucked. But then the second one is like the black and white. I think makes it like a lot darker and more fucked up, and it's like way grittier.
It's all black and white, yeah.
Yeah, the pacing is a lot better, and the third one's just like a little too weird.
It was wicked. Yeah, the third. Yeah,
the second,
it was like,
the second
come
one's
on, dude.
the second one. Yeah, second one's the best.
Exactly. Yeah, the most recent feature Alex did was with this band called Worm Shepherd. It was a pretty fucking sick track.
Oh, I've seen Worm Shepherd posted about it a couple times. That's cool. He did.
Yeah,
a spot with them.
He still has it. Yo, what up, Josh? I have seen the third one, Human Centipede. Jesus, I mean, the second one's the best. It's such a fucked up movie, dude.
I'm glad you agree. I'm glad you agree too, because it's also like a trilogy. Like you could definitely expect nobody to watch all three of those.
No, dude, no.
You wouldn't be surprised at all if somebody was like, I saw one of them. Like, okay, that makes sense. But who the fuck is going to give a shit about three of those movies?
Nobody. Yeah, nobody. Come on, dude. You're like really pushing it there.
Yeah, that's like such
three, my guy.
A stupid movie concept to drag out for 3 movies.
I know. Like, get the fuck out of here. Why?
Two tops.
It's dumb. 2 tops, dude. That's even pushing it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
God.
Scene with the grandma or the mom or whatever. Yikes.
Yikes. Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Let's see how many people actually know this one. A Serbian film.
A Serbian film. I don't even know.
No? Oh man.
No.
It's one of those like I think because Human Centipede gets lumped in with those like most fucked up horror movies, but like one is a Serbian film constantly makes these like if you look up like top 10 worst horror movies of all time or like most gruesome or most
it's
like
a Serbian
most fucked
film.
Up, a Serbian film is always in like top 5.
It's from 2010. It came out.
Yeah, it's so fucked, like very very fucked. Like I'm not gonna give away the ending, but the basic premise is like there's this like retired porn star gets offered a lot of money to come back and do films, but he doesn't know anything about the scenes. He just has like he knows he's gonna get paid really well, but he doesn't know shit about what the scenes are gonna be. And they get like it is like borderline snuff film stuff. Like
wow.
I
think I've seen this cover before. I'm looking at the cover of the movie.
Maybe
the art.
It's very fucked up. Like
I
can't spoil the ending, but one of the cool scenes in the middle is like the idea behind the scene, and he's like fucking some chick like handcuffed to a bed, but he has to like chop her head off with a machete.
Oh my god! Was it banned in the U.S.? It might have been.
It was, yeah. It was tough to find.
Yeah.
There's like a rated R version, and there's like an uncut. It's actually tough to find. I was searching for it. I haven't put out feelers on Facebook and Twitter and stuff to see if anybody knew where I could find a copy. It's actually really hard to find.
It probably is. I mean, a movie like that for sure.
Every once in a while it pops up, but it's one of those way underground but cult following. It's actually bigger than you would think.
Oh yeah.
If you ever find it somewhere, if you can handle like really fucked up, then do it. You'll know what I mean when you get to the end of it, and I'll leave it.
I'll leave it like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Speaking of Vale, Vance would know. Hell yeah. Valanath.
Oh right yeah.
Here. Pretty sure that's his favorite movie. Yeah, it probably is, knowing him. Yo, 1 second though, because your boy really has to pee, and if you want to get that beer, you can go do that too. We can take a break.
I have to pee too.
We're gonna take a break for like 2 minutes. Not even.
2 minute break. If you guys need to.
BRB, whatever. Boys.
All right, cool. Checks Pirate Bay.
Hey, I beat him back. I beat you. Well, you had to get a beer.
Well, I actually ran to the garage too, and I grabbed those Trulies I was telling you about.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, shit.
Just in case. Just in case.
Hey, I went 2 hours without peeing, everyone. That's a fucking miracle come true.
You guys should be proud.
Yeah. Drank through a whole thing of water. That one. Mm-hmm. A cup, my backup. And an entire Truly.
Is that all you had on reserve was one Truly?
That's all I had. So I never drink at home. It's like rare, dude.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you saved it for my stream.
Yes.
For our stream.
Adam said, like old memories. Where's our chugging match? Oh God, dude, you'll out chug me. I can't chug.
Were you guys supposed to do a chugging match?
I don't know. Did we? Did we hold hands? Yes, we would have for sure. If we were together right now.
Man, holding hands sounds dope. I want to hold hands with tour buds.
Yeah, I know. It's been so long. Fuck.
Fuck, everything is the worst. Everything, all of it. It's all trash.
Pass me some Chandra Bach. Oh, hell yeah. So what are some of your favorite horror movies? Is horror your thing? Is that
horror? I'm definitely into horror things.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam, do I get to be included in the chug? I'll definitely participate in the chug.
Yeah, we can all chug.
Okay, we can all chug.
That day is going to be amazing.
Yeah, but you're going to make it more difficult because your ass is trying to go back to Dallas instead of Austin.
I know.
Whatever, dude. It's fine.
Whatever, man.
Whatever, dude.
I'll be back down here a lot anyway. We should hang out before I leave, though.
When are you planning on doing that?
Our move-in date is March 9th.
That's trash. I think I'm going to actually be in Vegas at that point. Supposed to.
Ooh, Vegas.
But yeah, before that, we can make a thing.
No, make a thing. We'll make a thing.
We'll
VHS. What, dude? I remember seeing VHS.
VHS was cool.
Hi, Rosie. Jesus, scared the shit out of me.
It
was
my
cool.
Favorite.
But well, there was a second one too, wasn't there?
Yeah, but I didn't see that one. I like the idea of the first one. I just didn't watch the second one.
It's just fucking weird. I think I was like stoned out of my mind watching it the first time. And being like, what am I fucking watching? What is this?
What a show to.
Yeah.
A show.
I mean, it kind of was.
What a movie. Yeah. What a show to get stoned.
It was so bizarre. But yeah.
Horror is my shit. My favorite one is The Shining. The Shining is my favorite horror movie. It's just it's
viral.
To a first timer, I can see The Shining being like kind of slow paced and a little boring in parts, but it's everything has its place in that movie, and there's so much going on that you don't really think about. I think there was some like analysis that was done to it. I could look up the article, but they've done like a study about The Shining, and it's like scientifically the perfect horror movie because of how it was put together. I'm not going to word it properly right now in this moment because I'm only just thinking about it. But
yeah, no, you're good.
It's like the pacing and the how the scares are all built up. It's like there's like math equations that are involved when they kind of applied like some sort of like a grid to it. I think basically more or less, anyways.
Yeah.
And it's like everything about it kind of makes it the perfect horror movie. I'd have to look it up. I probably couldn't find the article quick enough, but
I mean, The
Shining's my favorite. But I do fuck with horror a lot. I try and do that thing in like every October, like, and go through them all. Go through as many horror movies as I can.
I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
For sure. I actually watched one of those
Saw ones.
I watched one of those remakes with my girlfriend and her mom.
The remake's good.
I don't really dislike those. I think it was the Leatherface one.
Yes.
I think that's the one that we watched.
It's good.
I think cool. They're entertaining. I mean, if we're being honest, and don't get me wrong, I still love it, but the original one,
yeah, dude,
a little slow.
Yeah, a little slow for sure.
A little slow by today's standards, but great film, classic.
Yep.
I still love it, but try showing that to like a teenager or something nowadays. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
yeah, exactly.
Where's my vape?
Where's my vape? Have you seen the Banshee chapter? No, the Banshee. Let's look it up. the 2013 film. Banshee, sometimes referred to as the Banshee Chapter, is a 2013 American horror film, and the director, blah, blah, blah. Where's the meaning? Investigative journalist Anna looks into a disappearance of her friend who she believes ingested a secret government chemical. Her search leads her into the disturbing world of covert operatives with one strange radio transmission troubling her. Interesting.
Huh.
That's very interesting.
There was one
video though. Whoa, that picture.
Is it weird. There was one that I watched this year that was actually pleasantly surprising. Like, it's kind of hard to find, I think, good horror movies these days. There are some that kind of sneak through the cracks, but there's so many that get made where you can't always trust, like the cover that you see.
Yeah, you never can.
No, and like I love a lot of the classics, obviously, like Halloween's and the Friday the 13th, and we watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street this year, and still dope. I love those old 80s effects that are just like the practical ones. I love like 80s horror is and like early 90s. That's my shit. That's my the golden era is. Shit. And I think that's probably why I like that Ice Nine record so much too. Is it's like a lot of just the songs based on those. But but I love that era of horror. I think it's great. And there's new stuff that comes out now that's cool. But
it's never like they can never get back to that.
No, you can't.
You can't.
It's
never gonna get back to like how horror movies were once filmed.
For sure. There was one, but I was impressed this year with one that I watched. I can't remember the name of it, but it's about a father and his son that work in a morgue, and they get this weird corpse that comes in, and little things get weirder and weirder. Yeah. Because of the corpse as it goes along, and then without spoiling the ending. Yeah. It actually is pretty creepy. Oh man, I wish I knew. Damn it, it's gonna bother me that I can't figure it out.
You might have to Google it.
I can.
Adam asks, does Steve like trauma/toxic Avenger shit and cheesy B-side horror? I don't know. I don't like. Give me some like examples. Dude, I haven't watched movies in so long. I don't know. It's weird.
Toxic Avenger, I never actually made my way through, but
I don't think I've seen Toxic Avenger. Hold on.
I can go
Sometimes
back.
I forget names of movies, and then I go look them up and see the cover, and then I'm like, oh yes, okay, I remember now. This one I never saw this movie actually.
Which one?
Toxic Avenger. I know I've seen the cover and everything, but I don't think I'm pretty sure I've never seen it. The Toxic Avenger.
No, I think I saw part of it when I was a kid, but I never actually made my way through that all the way.
Example.
Oh, the Autopsy of Jane Doe is what it's called.
The Autopsy of Jane Doe?
Yeah. Oh, somebody put it in there too. Yeah. Damn it. I was like taking my time to look for it real quick. Yeah. Autopsy of Jane Doe. Actually, surprisingly, like pretty creepy.
Really?
Yeah. I'd recommend going after. That was pretty good.
It came out a few years ago. 2017. It was. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, this looks interesting. Hard Rock Zombies, I think it's called, and others like that. I gotta go watch them. Adam.
I watched one this year called Blood Diner.
Blood Diner.
Yeah, dude. Oh, so bad.
Blood Diner. Let's see. You could just like tell by like if you just look at the images on Google. Yep. That's all you need to look at.
Yeah, like it was one that was another one that like just me and my girlfriend watched. But it was like there's this goddamn like there's like a head in a jar or like a brain. I think it's like a brain with eyeballs or something. Yeah. That's it. Dude, they have to like reawaken some genie or witch or some shit. It's
fuck. Yeah, it looks fucking weird.
Very campy. Very like.
Yeah.
The gore's not very good, but it's also over the top at the same time.
Santa's sleigh. What was?
I haven't heard of that one.
The Siberian film is on the Pirate Bay. The Pirate Bay is still a thing? I had no fucking clue.
I thought Pirate Bay got shut down.
It's not. I'm scared to like type it into my browser. We're gonna
Because
FBI.
it's like, oh, this guy's a
Yeah.
fucking creep. He searched a Serbian film and he's clearly a predator of some kind.
The piratebay.cx. Wow. It's still a fucking thing. I like how it warns you, do not download any torrent before hiding your IP with a VPN. Hide IP with NordVPN, 70% off.
Jeez.
That's crazy, dude. I had no idea Pirate Bay was still a fucking thing, dude. What do
I
you
didn't
guys think
either.
of the Green Room? Why do I feel like I've seen the Green Room?
I didn't see Green Room.
I'm pretty sure
It
I've
took me.
seen this.
I just looked it up and it was taking me a second to remember what it was. I watched
No, actually, I don't think I saw this.
The Green Inferno.
That I'm pretty sure I've seen.
That's the like
That's
kind of like tip of the hat to Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah. What the
Which
fuck?
it's pretty fucked up.
I want 28 months later. I love 28 days later and weeks later. I love 28 weeks later a little more, but that's just me. I love that.
I remember liking those, but I don't remember very many details because I watched those like when they actually came out.
Oh, okay.
And
I mean, zombie shit.
I like old zombie shit though. I'm a fan of more like my favorite zombie flick is Day of the Dead, the original
Day of the Dead, yeah.
George A. Romero Day of the Dead.
Great
like
movie.
Black and White Night of the Living Dead is cool, still creepy. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead is actually probably like my least favorite. Day of the Dead is when you get like really into like the darker, gritty 80s realistic gore.
Realistic shit.
Yeah. Day of the Dead is my favorite.
What was it? It shut down. Where do you guys think? Oh, the Green Room. Okay. Green Room is wild and very believable. Oh, I might have to check that out then.
Did you watch
Damn. Okay.
Lucas Seneca says as a touring band, did you watch The Sound of Metal?
Oh, was that the
Where the guy he's like the drummer in like a rock band and he's starting to go deaf?
No, actually, I just looked it up. I've heard the name.
Yeah,
I've never seen this.
You need to watch that one. That's rough.
That sounds. Yeah.
It's tough, dude, because the way they do the audio is like every time that he starts to experience some like loss of hearing, they basically dumb out. They mimic it, so you're kind of hearing what he's hearing or not hearing. Essentially, like you can hear very muffled, like dumbed down sounds in the background.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to give you the audio idea of what it's be like to start losing your hearing.
Wow.
And it's like he tries to go to some like a rehab where he's learning to kind of deal with this and stuff. And he's got his girlfriend is the singer in the band.
Oh fuck, dude.
Dude, so it's like a love story, but also like music's involved and it's. And like we're like that's his life. Like they live in a tour, like an RV, like a touring RV together. Yeah. Dude, it's intense. Wow. It's really good, but it was like a punch to the gut, like a couple different ways. It's good though. Yeah, watch. Yeah,
Slash said I almost cried watching that shit. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a movie I'm gonna fucking cry watching. He goes down a rough patch with his hearing loss. I could imagine. I can't even imagine that happening.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what would you do?
Like seriously, what would you do? Playing anything, any instrument.
And then losing your hearing, like where you're like playing music as your life, like your actual life, like that's what you do, and then you're building it with somebody else, and then like the relationship thing is part of it. Like him losing his passion is one thing,
but then the relationship.
Yeah, it's I can't say too much more than that, but it's like it's good, man. That one you should.
I'm so surprised I never seen it. It came out in 2019 too. I remember seeing this like cover and everything.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't remember it even really getting promoted in 20. I didn't hear about it, I guess, until it hit like Netflix, or is it Amazon? I forget.
Amazon Studios.
Amazon. Yeah. Until it got picked up and put on there, I didn't see anything.
Wow.
I never heard about it, and I just watched it like a month ago.
A month ago? Oh, really?
A month and a half ago. Yeah, like I just watched it.
Damn. I'm definitely gonna have to watch that this week. Is it on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, do that.
Yes, it is. Oh, okay, good. I got stupid Amazon Prime.
You gotta have them all during this time, dude. You can't.
Yeah. How long until they put a horror movie about quarantine? This year, probably.
Damn. Well, I mean,
Well, we're still going through it.
Yeah, if somebody's not
But-
writing that right now, though, they're an idiot.
Yeah, they're a fucking idiot because they got all the material for it.
Yeah, you're living in the moment. You better be writing that movie right now, whoever you are.
They
Who's
did do a
definitely-
docuseries. Yeah, documentary.
Who's definitely watching this stream too?
There,
hearing me
I
yell.
watched what's on Netflix? What's that fucking movie they put on Netflix about 2020? Death of
Oh, I watched
2020?
that. The like mockumentary thing.
Yeah, it's
That
hilarious.
like comedy. That was really well done.
Is that what it is? Death to 2020? Yes,
Yeah,
that's what
Death
it
to
was.
Dude,
How-
and Samuel L. Jackson is like narrating a lot, or he's in
In it a
interviewed.
lot, yeah.
Mhm.
Literally, I had to go to Dallas a few weeks ago to look at some apartments, and I stayed with Orlando, and you know, we got pretty stoned, and then watched it. Because at first I was like, I don't want to watch this. He's like, no, like listen, it's funny, like it's not.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like a serious thing. I didn't.
Well,
really,
they make it look serious.
They do, yes. And then started watching that shit, bro. Just lost my shit.
Oh yeah, it's great. It was
Just
fucking great.
lost it, dude.
I think I watched that like New Year's Day or
Contagion?
something.
Whoa. Adam said there's a movie from over 10 years ago called Contagion. It's
Oh,
predicted
yeah,
this.
I remember seeing people like actually like
Bring that up.
bring up Oceano talking about Contagion stuff and being like, I was talking about this forever ago.
Oh, I've seen this. Wait. I've seen this cover.
Hmm.
Why do I feel like I've seen this fucking movie? Maybe not.
I don't
Maybe
think
some of
I
the
actually saw that
actors
one.
and actresses, I've seen all of them in movies. Maybe that's why I'm just like, oh wait, I think I've seen this, but I don't think I've seen it. It's from 2011, so 10 years ago. That's nuts.
It's fucking Matt Damon. No shit.
Matt
Kate
Damon.
Winslet. Matt Damon.
He'll never get away from him.
Oh, he'll never get away from that. That's always gonna be stuck. Like, sorry, Matt Damon.
Like it'll never go away.
Dude, STM used to get like drunk, and we would jam the Team America soundtrack
Yeah.
all the time in the fucking van, and we'd be just like, just yelling that shit over and over. Every song. I have some like old picture I posted, it just a picture of it playing on an iPod. Just we would jam that album nonstop. We loved that movie. We'd play it on the
Dude, that
laptop
movie's
sometimes and
so
watch it.
Fucking hilarious. It's so over the top. I
Fuck
just
yeah.
America.
Did you ever see? You know what's funny? So like the Trey Parker, Matt Stone, like they're basically just doing South Park. I think, now. But like you know when that late '90s, early 2000s comedy era was going around and South Park was just blowing up and it was in their prime.
Yeah.
Do you remember before Team America they put out a movie called Orgasmo? Did you ever see that?
I think I have. I gotta look it up. Orgasmo, right?
Orgasmo, yeah, it's like this like Mormon missionary guy is like, I always get the two confused. I think it's Trey. He's like a Mormon missionary who needs money to like save up for his wedding or something, and so he ends up falling into the porn industry.
Yeah.
It came out as like some NC-17 movie. But it was on. I think it's on Netflix or whatever, and I watched it like over the summer.
It's funny how it came out in 1969. I love that.
Does it say that really?
Yeah, it came out February 7th, 1969. It's on their Wikipedia. Orgasmo.
Oh, well, the actual movie was 97, so I don't know why it
Wait,
put
really?
69.
Wait, was the 97 one a remake?
I don't know if it was a remake, but Orgasmo, Orgazmo.
Oh, wait, there's another one with not with the Z. It might have been based off the original.
Oh, maybe. He like
Is
Trey Parker gets sucked into doing porn, and he's like a Mormon, but he's like a super
This movie here,
religious
yeah.
Mormon, and he gets sucked into doing porn and stuff. And
No, I never saw that. I
it
see
was like
the
when they were-
cover art now.
does that look familiar?
It kind of does, but I never saw it. I would remember this for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. He plays this like porn superhero named Orgasmo, where he like
Oh my god!
you know, but like there was like introducing those voices like they're and there's this like fucking like super like obese porn star that comes into the room.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fudge me now, you got me all hot. it's just wild. It's
That's
something else.
too fucking good.
It's
dude.
very dated humor, but it's like you can kind of hear like it's obviously like a voice that would get used in like South Park eventually.
Yeah.
But that was like when they were introducing those. It's like not her voice. It's either Trey or Matt doing the like a voiceover for her shit. You're gonna make me come. Hey, fetch me now. Yeah. It's fun.
Jesus
It's good
Christ,
though.
that's awesome.
It's a fun little watch if you want to feel slightly awkward.
That rules. Oh man. Well, what is that? Sex? What? What?
Sexers? What?
Sexorcista? What the fish? What? What are you showing us? What are you telling us here? Let's see. Google everything, right? Wait, that is not coming out with anything in Google. I'll tell you that.
It says send a message. I haven't actually even tried sending anything in here. I wonder.
Yes, send a message, Steve.
Test.
Esther? Wait, is it this?
Balls.
Exorcist?
Oh, want a live show? Oh.
What do you think about the Exorcist films? Did you like them? Did you see the first Exorcist film when you were a kid, like I did?
Yeah, the first one, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
And it actually scared the shit out of me. But
oh, dude, it scared the fuck out of me too. Oh,
I
never
didn't.
mind. It was just an old white zombie album. Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, we're pushing 3 hours. We're going wild. We're going 24-hour stream, guys, with Steve.
Cool. Hang on. Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts. Oh yeah, that
Throw
White
some-
Zombie record. Okay, from '92. Yes.
I never
Lost.
did. I never did White Zombie. I did.
I kind of did. I liked Rob Zombie.
I was a Rob Zombie guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, same.
Welcome to the chat room. Okay, let's see if it works.
Test balls.
Hey, it worked. All right. Oh, cool. Sweet.
Oh shit.
Okay, cool. Now I can add. Now I can talk. Sure. Yeah, Rob Zombie was my shit though. I like.
I love the Devil's Rejects too.
Yeah.
For movies, but I love his music. I still do.
Sure. Yeah.
He's a very
he put out
individual.
He put out a single actually. I think back in October.
He did. Did he come out? Did they come out of the record?
I don't think the record's out, is it? It's just a single. It's called The Triumph of King Freak.
Came out Nuclear Blast. Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's a Nuclear Blast now?
That's fucking nutty.
Wow. That's
That
crazy.
is nutty.
Hellbilly Deluxe and Sinister Urge were my fucking jams.
Dude, man. Such good records.
Super cool. Like
I mean, I didn't hear about Hellbilly until probably 99 or 2000. So like a year or two after.
What year was that?
98.
98.
Yeah.
I mean, Dragula classic.
Oh, yeah. Super Beast.
You know, it's the Rob Zombie song. You know what sucks though too is I know it's happened at least once, or maybe there were two legs of it, but Rob Zombie touring with Manson.
Yeah.
Would have been such a cool show to go see, and I've never seen either of them live.
No, I've never seen either of them. Those are like two bands I've never seen live. Rage Against the Machine I've never seen live, which I have tickets to for the rescheduled show this year.
Oh, I have that for Rammstein when they were announcing that.
Oh yeah.
Me and James bought Fire Pit tickets for Rammstein, and that shit was easily like $250 a piece or something, like just to be in that fire zone where it gets super hot.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, dude, I spent some money on those fucking tickets, and like just for it to get rescheduled. So who knows if it's even going to happen? They rescheduled that one too for this coming November, and it was supposed to have already happened, but who knows if it's...
Yeah, who knows if it's gonna. Yeah, I still need to see. I've never seen System of a Down.
I never did either. And that bugs me too.
I've only seen Slipknot once, too.
I've seen Slipknot like 2 or 3 times. And
no, twice. I saw them at Knotfest one time too.
It's still the best. It's still the best live show.
Dude, they have the best their production's insane. It's through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish I would have been able to see Pantera. Same.
Yeah, I never got to see Pantera.
Never.
That was like slightly like what's funny is Walk wasn't the first Pantera song I ever heard. The first one I ever heard was 5 Minutes Alone.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the first one I saw or heard, not saw.
Yeah, and I loved it. I'm not like a huge fucking Pantera fan. I mean, I like them, but
yeah,
you would think like, oh, Texas, you must love Pantera.
That should be your favorite band.
It should be your favorite band. Well, it's not, and I need you to get out of my face about it.
Can we do concerts and say "come at your own risk"?
Yeah, it's on you.
You have to sign like a waiver.
Dude, you know what concert series I miss would come back?
Huh?
Sounds of the Underground.
Oh man, yes.
Oh man,
There was
Sounds
like
of the Underground
talks of it years ago, or not even years ago. I think there was like rumors.
Was there
rumors?
Rumors of war?
Because there was also the rumor of like Ash from Sumerian taking over Mayhem Fest.
Oh yeah, Mayhem was cool. And
they did tease it. They did post things about it, and it was going to happen. But I heard it wasn't going to be like a full tour. It was just going to be like an actual fest somewhere, but it might happen in different spots in like a couple different states.
Oh, just like a few, not like a running actual.
Not like a running tour, yeah.
Just a handful of dates.
Yeah, which would be cool. I mean, that's what they should do with it, honestly, because I think it would do really well. Like, just put it in the markets that are strong. You know,
yeah, just look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers of what dates did well,
and put it there.
And then, and then just build it from there. Mayhem was solid. It always had like really cool bands on it. So
it did. The last one they did was Slayer. It was kind of like, it was a good lineup, but it didn't hold up to like the big bands they had in the past. You know, this ass still streaming.
Still streaming.
Shut the fuck up, Wasp.
It's just literally me and Dan hanging out. Like, there's people watching.
Yeah.
Dude, we're at 3 hours and I don't even care. I'm glad that we're doing this on a night that I have off, so I can.
Yeah, I know.
I'm down to go till whenever, so I'll leave it up to you.
We'll go for a little bit longer. I gotta let Rosie out.
Oh, perhaps, yeah. She might have perhaps, yeah.
Maybe hang out with the girlfriend for a few.
Yeah, maybe, but also like 3 hours with your boy.
I haven't seen you in a minute, dude. Mm-hmm. Do you even still play Call of Duty or not?
Dude, well, okay, I figured that would come up at some point. I haven't, because like I was on like every night when the bar was shut down, and it's gone like the bar has been shut down and opened up like 2 different times. Oh, so okay. And because it's just weird times, and so I'll pick up shifts or like work extra.
Yeah, just
and stuff, and so
make some money.
So like the couple nights off that I 2 or 3 nights off for like a week that I do have, I usually end up just like laying down and watching Netflix. And like, it sounds dumb to be like, oh, you don't have the energy to get up and play video games. Well, no, I don't. Because I'm just gonna, I want to just watch something until I fall asleep.
Yeah. No.
So like once the bar's been opened back up, then that's when I kind of fell back off. And I played once, like maybe 2 months ago. I hopped on like a random Wednesday or something. But I don't know. Fuck. Maybe I'll hop on tonight then. I'm already hanging out.
We should get Joel to do it.
Okay. Do you want to hop on after this?
We could. Yeah. I mean, I don't care.
Is that what you're inferring, or we don't have to?
We can. Not like directly after this.
No. Yeah. Take a second.
Yeah. Maybe like 45 minutes after.
Sure. Yeah. No. Go right there. I'll see you in 5 seconds. Yeah.
Big fan of Surf Cruise. What's that?
What the hell is that?
Office Nike. I don't know what that is. I feel dumb for not. I don't know.
No, but I miss playing. I do miss playing. I just haven't, like, when once the bar opened back up, I just got busy again. So I took a back seat. So, but I've seen your love affair with the game and like not playing it and then coming back into it. And, yeah.
It's a movie. Surf Curse.
No, the only movie with surf in the name you should know is Surf Ninjas.
Wait, is it a band? Yeah, right. I think it's a band. Is it a band? Surf Curse? That's a band. It looks like. I have no idea who the heck that is, though. Looks kind of cool. Interesting. Oh, it's an indie band you should listen to. Disco. Okay, interesting. I may have to check them out. I don't know. Disco, indie stuff. I'm like indie rock, like here and there. I'll fuck with.
Yeah, not like a giant.
No.
It depends what, like, I guess whatever even your definition of indie is. But,
yeah, right.
But I mean, some stuff here and there, but it's not my genre or my scene, so it's kind of hard to be like, this band. These are my indie bands that I like.
Exactly.
I came across. There's this one band I came across. To me in my head they would be an indie band.
Uh huh.
But there's a band. Let's see, it would be like 2010, 2011, 2012-ish. A band called Kingsfoil. Does that sound familiar?
Whoa, yeah, dude. I remember. Yeah, King's Foil. Yeah.
Do you remember? They were famous for. They got not famous, but they got big. They got big for a reason.
Yes, the drummer.
Frankie Muniz. Yeah,
Frankie
he played
Muniz.
drums. He played drums. Dude, he was actually pretty good. And they actually came. They played a show in San Antonio that I couldn't get out of work to go see when he was actually in the band. But the one record that he was actually on, I loved a lot. Like every single song, I still listen. I still jam it to this day. Even a handful of songs from that album are like on my playlist for the bar.
Yeah.
Like every Monday night, I'm the only bartender, and I've got a bar back.
Oh,
and
okay.
we kind of collab on a Monday night playlist.
Yeah.
And we've built it up really big. It's like over 32 hours or something of stuff. But Kingsfoil, I've got like 4 or 5 Kingsfoil songs on it, and
oh no shit.
Yeah, it's such a random. I'm glad it actually sounded familiar too. I didn't want to be the only person who was like,
yeah, no, I remember that band, and they started like taking off. Like they were doing some shit.
They started to a little bit, but then they like broke up, and like Frankie didn't want to do it anymore.
I think that's what it was, right?
Then they broke. Then like they went on without him, but then they did a name change and a couple member change, and they started some other project basically, and
it just like went
it just wasn't Kingsfoil.
Yeah,
the project just went away, but Kingsfoil was a cool one if you want to look into something that could be considered an indie band.
Yeah. No, it's pretty dope. Ooh. Iced Earth. Let's not talk about that.
We don't have to do any of that.
Jesus.
We don't have to do any of that.
All right. Well, let's end it here. I really do appreciate you doing this with me today. This is fucking great. It's probably my longest episode, 3 hours. Usually they're like anywhere between an hour or between like an hour, a little bit over an hour to like 2.5. I think my longest one was.
Eddie you did a 2.5?
Huh?
You did a 2.5? I figured I
figured
the most was probably like. I watched the Darius one, and that was like an hour and a half or something.
An hour and a half, yeah, like hour 45, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Eddie from Suicide Silence was definitely 2.5, 2 hours and 45 minutes. That was a really good one. Eddie's the fucking man. And then
it's a real close one.
There's been a few others that were up there too. Oh, Hot Damn. Do you like the Every Time I Die record, Hot Damn? Please say yes.
I do.
In chat. You see the follow-up guy? Yes.
But
I love how you're typing this shit in chat. Okay, good. They responded though too. Oh, Hot Damn responded yes. Thank you. Awesome. Butts. Gutter Phenomenon is the best. All right. I love that record too from Every Time I Die.
Yeah, Hot Damn's cool, but I like the transition into like the southern rock kind of phase into like the less grindy, like spastic-y stuff.
Spastic, yeah, because they were like pretty spastic. Even dude, before Hot Damn, I forget what that record was called. That shit was like ridiculous. What was it called? Before we go, Every Time
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up too.
It was Last Night in Town. I love that fucking record.
Wow. Yeah, Last Night in Town.
Jesus, man.
Gutter,
there are 2 new songs. Have you heard them yet?
Yes, they're fucking fantastic. They're so good.
It's unbelievable.
Dude,
How does this band still have it?
Dude, they still have it, if not better than they ever have. I heard those songs, and I was just like...
Yeah, I listened to them so much.
Just going, like, I was like, dude, they fucking still have it. I listened to them with Paolo on the way to the airport recently.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, Every Time I Die put out 2 new songs and we have to hear them. And we both were just like collectively in the car, just like, oh, fuck, oh, shit, dude, damn. And like getting chills like at the end of the songs and stuff.
Both are killer songs.
They're still good. I'm a Gutter Phenomenon and Big Dirty are my two favorites.
Incredible.
Big Dirty's great.
They're one of the bands that just like, they just have it. I don't even like see them stopping anytime soon.
Why should they?
I don't think they should, because I think this next record they're coming out with is, man.
I love the way they're doing their rollout too for it. It's like just like a silly like, oh, you wanted a song? Well, here's 2 songs.
Yeah, here's
like
2.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
And then all of them in the bed and shit together.
I know. The
band's great. They're like a perfect storm of a band.
They really are.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, thank you for doing this. If you want to get down with some Call of Duty tonight, give me like a half an hour, 45 minutes probably.
Yeah, let me
text
actually
you.
because
I'll
Yeah,
see what
text me.
Joel's doing too. I'll text him. Get him.
Yeah, see what he's doing.
awake.
I haven't played in like, it's been over a month, so there might be an update I have to do. So let me.
Oh
check
yeah,
on
there
it real quick.
probably is. There is.
Almost certainly. So let me get on that.
We're gonna.
But I'm down to hop on if you want to in a little while.
Yeah, check it and see how long it'll take, because you definitely have an update. I'll tell you that right now.
Like 100%, I've got.
You have an update. Scott from Fallujah is actually streaming right now. I've been wanting to raid him. If you guys don't know who Fallujah is, you're crazy. You should probably go listen to Fallujah.
Yeah, you need to go. Yeah,
Scott
need to check out.
just started streaming not too long ago. So let's go show him some love. I'm going to start up the raid right now. We're going to bring everyone from this stream into his stream. He's such a good guitarist, and he plays everything.
Oh, he's insane.
He plays everything at ease. Like, it's incredible how good he is at guitar. Yeah. I still don't understand it, but anyway, he's a great fucking guy. Super, super nice. His streams, his backgrounds are always something fucking ridiculous. Right now, it's not too ridiculous, but
oh yeah, I've been seeing his posts and stuff.
Yeah, but anyway, we're gonna go raid him. Thank you, everyone. My next episode's on Friday with Chainbrain. He is a Rocksmith streamer on Twitch. He's a great guitarist too. So if you haven't checked out Chainbrain, it is how I'm saying it, Chainbrain, one word. Go check him out. Hey Slosh, thank you for that sub. I appreciate that so much. But anyway, see you then. We're gonna go raid Scott from Fallujah. Thank you for being my guest today, Steve.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
All right, take it easy.
Later.
All right, there we go. It's gonna just bring everyone into there.